Alright, is it working now? Because I guess my PC fucking hates me today. It says I'm live. I think I'm live. There we go. There we go. Let's try again. Alright, I guess I need to wait for people to come in now, huh? That's crazy. Yeah, I don't know. My PC just decided to like the second I turned on the stream, right? It did not want to cooperate like with anything I was doing. So I'm going to wait until I make sure everything works here. Actually, you know what? What do we cut to this? I'll still talking to the camera. I just need to like look at some behind the scenes stuff real quick, just make sure everything is actually working. That does seem to be the case though. Yeah. Okay. So we're chill. Cool. All right. There we go. Cool. All right. Everything's actually working now. Good. I hope my computer won't throw another fit, I guess. And yeah, let's just get into it. I think we're going to turn off the music as usual to kind of focus on the VOD review here. The casters. I am the caster now. And let's go some 2x speed here. And let's power through these VODs. So we got Tyler Matthews, Chicago, local, right? I'm obviously not local to Chicago anymore, but I did play in Chicago for a long time, about a year and a half. And Tyler's really good. He's very good at the game. Probably the best Entei Valiant player out there right now. Only real like believer in the deck. And then we also have Connor here on Roaring Moon, so this is gonna be an interesting matchup. This is a matchup I initially thought would be favored for Roaring Moon, but actually I think it might be favored for Entei Valiant. And from how this game is probably gonna go, I think we're gonna see why. But we're gonna start with Connor here. Is going to start with this Battle VP Bat Squawk, and the active seems good. I'm going to double check these prize cards. Tyler prized a lot of switching cards, but besides that, nothing too important on either side. I'm not too concerned about it. So Connor, going to finish up this prize check. It's going to be Roaring Moon and a Greninja. That seems pretty good to me. I'm going to Ultra Ball away the Mew. Now that's interesting. Very, very, very curious as to why we're doing that. Are we valuing other things here? Or, I don't know. Gonna be a rope. Okay. Okay, so this is interesting, and this is actually a misplay. Hi, Spensex. I do not know how to pronounce that. Hello, how are we doing? Alright, so let's go back and let's reevaluate how Connor is playing this. So, the way Connor is playing this, we did day 1 yesterday. We did day 1 and round 13 yesterday. So there will be a VOD of that. Actually, the VOD will be on Twitch, but the VOD will also be on the YouTube, like probably either later today or tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah, we've already done that. So it's day 2 time right now. So basically, right, what Connor's doing here, the way Connor's playing this is under the assumption that Connor does not want to put Mew in play. I think this is a mistake, and here's the reason why. I think Connor needs a free retreater, but I also don't think Connor can put down both Greninja and Morpeko, right? Like, he probably can, but specifically Morpeko is super susceptible to Yoga Loop, and not something you want down. So I think you are, in most cases, wanting to put down Mew in this matchup. Yeah, that's why I'm very, very surprised by this discard here. I think Connor wants this Mew in play. And then instead, Connor could typically Ultra Ball away the Research in hand, because obviously it's turn 1 going first. Connor cannot play that Research. You still get to discard your Dark Energy. And then you could also rope into the Mew instead of having to rope into the Greninja. You probably finish the turn with Greninja in the active, right, regardless, but still, it is definitely better to the other way around. So yeah, Connor should have had a Mew in play here, but regardless, we'll see how this ends up playing out. We're going to start with the concealed cards. I see a VIP, I see an Ultra Ball, I see plenty of Dark Energies, so this is pretty good. Dark Patch, Attach from Hand, Dire Fling Wames. Surely we're playing this VIP, right? No! Okay, so let's go back to that and let's look at Connor's hand here. So we have the Pokestop, we have the Ultra Ball, we have Dark, we have Switch Card. I like holding all of these. I think they're all good to hold. The only justifiable reason for not getting rid of this VIP here is because you want it for Ultra Ball next turn. But I just don't think that's justifiable here, right? You want, at the bare minimum, another Roaring Moon into play, right? Um, you probably want a free retreater. You got rid of your Mew, so that has to be more Pekko by default. But at the bare minimum, like VIP for one to get the moon, I think is absolutely correct here for Connor. I don't really understand why we need to be holding this battle VIP pass. It's not like you need to Ultra Ball next turn anyway, and even if you did, it's like you can just discard something else. Discarding cards is kind of like the deck's whole thing. So, small disagreements with Connor's play here, but at the end of the day, you know, he's doing what you have to do on turn one as a Roaring Moon player. Simply setting up the board to maximize your odds for attack the next turn. So, at the end of the day, Connor is doing the most important thing, and that is making sure that he will be attacking next turn. So, it's Tyler's turn. Tyler is also going to price check, and I think this is where we have some very interesting decisions to make for Tyler, because you could try to, like, rope and kill a 2-prizer here, which does seem to be the line. But there is also the fact that you can attack with Moltres here. Moltres, of course, being a very good attacker here. And basically the idea being that, well, I do not want to leave a 2-prizer in the active because 2-prizers are bad and they make me lose the game, right? So that's kind of like the basic thought process here. Is that you kind of want to rely on your 1-prizer in this matchup. We're going to see the Lazard hitting the bench right away. No Moltres is very interesting. I guess we do need the Bazin for the Moltres to work. So we might just be going for the Entei play here. Though that's going to be a double turbo and a research, so very interesting. I'm very curious as to see like what Tyler's line here is. With that Bazin, we are now no longer surviving Calamity Storm. But I guess it might not matter because the idea is you hit this moon and then you simply clean it up next turn with Tachyon Bits. It's at 180 though, so it's not like just any amount of cleanup we need to do here. It's actually a fairly sizable amount here, so I'm very curious to see how Tyler plays this matchup. I know Tyler probably had to go through a lot of Roaring Moon to get to this point. I'm sure he knows how to play the matchup. I have no doubt about it, so I'm actually more curious than anything else. And I have no issues with the sequencing, so yeah, let's see how this plays out. We're gonna see Connor debating this Ultra Ball. It's gonna be the Switch Cart and the VIP. Switch Cart discard here is very, very, very curious to me. We're kind of seeing Connor immediately getting punished for not playing the VIP pass, of course, because if you had the VIP last turn, you simply just would not have to have used this Ultra Ball, and you would have got to keep your Switch Cart, which is, you know, extremely important here. Making it even harder for Tyler to, you know, do anything with Tachyon Bits, right? The less damage is on this Roaring Moon, the more damage has to come on through stuff like the Iron Valiants, and yeah, of course, the easier Tyler's life then becomes. But regardless, we're going to see not a lot being played here. I guess, actually, Connor didn't really have a lot going there. Connor probably couldn't... I mean, could have retreated Galarian Moltres, but that's a lot of energy to get rid of. So yeah, kind of didn't have much else going on. So again, kind of punished for not putting the Mew into play. If you had the Mew in play, not only would you have draw, but you would also have had a pivot for your Switch Card. So I guess to show that small mistakes, even in a quote-unquote brain deck like Roaring Moon, they do always come back to haunt you. So take note. Okay. So Entei in the active for Tyler. We're going to see an Ultra Ball. It's going to be immediately eyeing up that Moltres. We might be trying the Moltres. The active, I think that would be pretty okay. As long as you're able to follow it up with stuff the next coming turns, then it's fine. But Tyler is kind of forced to play from behind here, which does make sense. But Connor has kind of played himself into this hand of, you know, not a lot of options. So I think as Tyler, as long as you're knocking out this Roaring Moon, you're probably in a pretty good spot, and I think Tyler knows that. Fleetfoot is going to see an Iono, but it's not amazing. We're going to have the Bazin. The energy is going to be the switch into the Valiant. Ping the bench moon. Yep. And looks like it's just going to be the Moltres hit here. Has the rope in hand. Obviously doesn't want to use it. Yeah, so, okay, this seems fine. As Connor, you're now in this weird spot where, like, what the hell do you even do? Talent Store is a good start. It's going to give you 4 Steel Stone. We do have, I think it was double East, which I saw as well. So this moon can come out if it needs to, but really there's nothing on Connor's side that really wants to swing into a Moltres here. So it'll be interesting to see what option Connor goes for. Boss would work, assuming Connor does have a way to get that last energy onto a Roaring Moon, but there's going to be a Dark Patch there. Okay. I'm going to have to retreat the Moltres. Okay, interesting. Attach, E-Switch, and a research for Connor. So, doesn't seem too bad. As long as we had a single energy here, we are knocking out the Moltres. The problem is that by knocking out this Moltres, we are now behind in the prize race as Connor, assuming that Tyler is able to clean up this Roaring Moon next turn. I guess, like, one thing to, like, counter out, like, the Mew play is the fact that by not benching a bunch of Pokemon, Connor is playing around this Entei's range of attacks quite effectively. As I keep talking about that, I'm going to pause on this real quick. Yeah, Connor playing around Entei's damage output very effectively. Kind of picking and choosing, like, what, you know, like, he actually wants to be in play. But I think the downside there is by not filling up your bench, you are making it harder for yourself to play the game. And Tyler can absolutely just capitalize on that. And it's what we're seeing here. But Connor does have the Pokemon catcher. So this will actually put Connor in a position where he can just, kind of run away with the game if he's able to set up one last attacker for next turn. Of course, Tyler's very obvious line here is to simply go and kill the active with the Radiant Charizard, combo it with an Iono preferably, and then basically force Connor to have the nuts. But let's see what happens here. I do know we have the Basin and we have the Switch, so I think we're just going to see a Fleet-footed, but it's going to be the Earthen Vessel. Seems fine. We do need some energies. There's also an Iono in hand for Tyler. So, very, very good. For sure. We are expecting this Charizard to die to the G Moltres next turn. So keeping energies around is going to be pretty important. We're going to see the Fleet-footed. Not going to hit anything important here. Tachyon Bits, I'm assuming, onto the Moltres. Yep. Going to be a Basin. Nothing in the discard, it seems. Okay, never mind. I'm going to attach to the Zard, and it's going to be an Iono. Yep, so this is really good for Tyler for pretty obvious reasons here. Tyler just kind of has to go smack the moon, hope Connor doesn't have boss plus energy, which Connor does have boss, so if Connor does rip energy off top, then it's just going to be boss squawk for a game. It'll be interesting to see how Connor opts to play this. I think you always promote the Moltres, because if you don't hit it, you just kind of lose. But let's see what it's going to be here. It's going to be a Trekking Shoes. There's a Dark Patch. That won't do it. And another Sada. Yikes. Okay, well, I guess all you can do here is you could leave the Moltres in the active. I don't think that's necessarily bad. The Zard cannot attack. This turn, I think if you retreat, you're simply just delaying the inevitable. I think you have to hope that Tyler has whiffed a switch card for one turn, which isn't likely, but I do think it's most likely out. Boss does nothing here since the Zard can't attack regardless, but it is going to be the retreat from Connor. It isn't terrible if we are... there's the rope from Tyler regardless. And I think Tyler had another switch card as well, but I think Connor there kind of go ins ninja, hope there's no rope or boss or whatever. And then from there, we kind of just go, hope we top deck like research and hit the nuts, right? Which isn't likely, but I mean, nothing is likely there for Connor. You're going to have to play to whatever outs you have, and I guess Connor did do that, so All right, game number 2 here. Moltres and Mew in the prize cards for Connor. The Mew could be impactful. The Moltres is assumedly a 2 of, so shouldn't be too bad. Bibarel in the prize cards for Tyler. We know that's a 1/1 line. So what the Radzard, but the Radzard is at the bottom of the prize cards, so it's not too big a deal. And we are going to be seeing Tyler going first this time. Of course, that is probably what Connor wanted. We're going to see the Fleet-Footed and then the VIP. Minor gripe, but we don't need to be playing down Bazin before we Fleet-Footed. I mean, it doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter, but obviously, you know, it is technically a misplay if you want to be, you know, really lame about it. It's going to be the Bidoof and the Squawkabilly eyed up here. Does Tyler know he prized the barrel? Although, maybe is the Bidoof benched because we prized the barrel, right? We hit the barrel off the prize cards. Having the Bidoof in play means it's another out to draw cards out of the prize cards, which might come in clutch for Tyler. So, I would actually hate this Bidoof bench. Maybe a Spiritomb. A switch card into said tomb. And it looks like it's just going to be the Squawk. That was Research, Bazin, switch card energy. Seems fine to me. See a Valiant. I see an energy. I see a booster capsule. I think that's a rope as well. It's going to be a pass over to Connor. Makes sense. Seems like a fairly good turn 1 board for Tyler. We're going to see Connor here. I'm going to bench Greninja, use concealed cards. Those double Roaring Moon hit off the concealed cards. I think we're just slamming those 2 down. I see a couple dark patches. I see a Pokemon catcher. I think we're just going for the catcher here. It's going to be a Tails this time around. Yeah, so I want to see both moons at the bench. Yep. Dark patch. Yep. Then we have a research, so... Ooh, this is interesting. Do we research here, or do we squawk? It's Palpad Dark Patch as well. So let's see how many cards Connor draws. I do believe that is 7. So opts to use the research. I do think that is correct here. Be a Pokestop. Ultra Ball Energy Switch is good. We have the Moltres. We have an energy. Do we have enough energy, though? We still have the Squawk, so nothing to be too worried about here. I think we are just benching the Moltres here. No? Really? Oh, we have another energy. We have another energy. Okay. I think we're Ultra Balling. Yeah, we Ultra Ball away energy switch cart. Are we... I think Connor is too concerned about playing around Entei's damage range here. I think your best bet as Connor is to simply race Tyler. And by going for this play, you're making it a lot harder for yourself to, you know, do exactly that, right? Yeah, I really do think this Moltres should be in play. Yeah. For Tomb? What about Tomb? Let's see, there's going to be the Morpeko bench. Okay, so, yeah, I mean, if we're benching this Morpeko, why aren't we benching the, the Moltres? We had the E-Switch as well, right? We could literally just have gotten rid of Research. Now, there is Earthen Vessel, Dark Energy, Dark Patch in Connor's hand, so never punished, I guess. But still, I do disagree with that. I do think that Moltres should, yeah, should be in play. Do you know about the judge thing in the finals? I haven't seen it yet. Now I followed along as the finals were happening, but it was like at 2 a.m. for my time, so I was like halfway asleep. I did not see what happened with the judge. Yeah, we're just gonna see a Calamity Storm onto the Bidoof. Seems fine. Good. Kudos to Tyler for playing around the rope as well. My benching the Bidoof. Tomb gonna be working overtimes on Mew rotates. Moltres and Mew and Rotom and Zard stall. Yeah, Tomb's just such a good card right now. It does so much into so many matchups. Like, Roaring Moon should not be allowed to use Moltres. With how good a card Tomb is, like, if you don't lose to Tomb, I feel like you should be playing Tomb. We've seen an uptick in Tomb and Tina as well. Alright, let's see how Tyler plays this, though. I've seen Energy. or not energy, a Tachyon Bits on to the Roaring Moon here. Pause, chat. Very important. You ever sit at your desk or doing whatever, and then you realize I have a half-finished energy drink that I opened like an hour ago, and I completely forgot about? That's the best feeling. That's better than waking up Christmas morning. People taking Drapion over Tomb is a mega throw, isn't it? I think so. I have strong opinions on it, but I've noticed that I've never like made like a written reason as to why I think that's the case. So I think what I'm gonna do, not now, but I think what I'm gonna do later, not on stream of course, is I'm gonna write like a document, not like a full-on essay or article, but like a mini doc about the pros and cons of Spiritomb and Drapion and why Spiritomb is better, because there are benefits to playing Drapion, at least in Sablezard. But I just think the Tomb is better in every way. From personal testing for Drapion, I think that's fair. I mean, you're allowed to pick your preference, right? I use some strong language, but at the end of the day, it's a card game, right? Play whatever the hell you want. But I do think I'm gonna make like a whole like written ass thing about the pros and cons of Spiritomb versus Drapion in every imaginable matchup, right? That those two cards can come up with. And then of course kind of argue as to why I think Tomb is a fair bit better. But that's a completely separate topic. We're gonna get back into this game now. So yeah, we're going to see an Ultra Ball come up for Tyler here. I think we've used 2 Tachyon Bits now. So let's see here with this board, as long as we bench another Pokemon for Tyler, I do believe we are hitting 200, so that should be a knockout onto this Roaring Moon. So yeah. Yeah, we're not arguing about a Tomb versus Drapion. Yeah. No, so, I mean, okay. I'm gonna hit you guys with the TLDR real quick. Both Tomb and Drapion are your techs for Mew and Snorlax respectively. The difference, and they both help you have a favorable matchup into Mew and into Block slash Control respectively. The difference between the two is their versatility in other matchups, where Drapion does have niche lines against Guardy. Tomb has very not niche lines against Moon, against Zard, and anything that plays Illuminion. And is also a much less punishing starter to start with. The only real downside is that Drapion is better into Mew. That's just a fact. However, it does not make you auto-win Mew by any means. As long as the Mew player plays around the Drapion, then I don't think the matchup is that changed. So yeah, TLDR, you are less punished for playing Spiritomb. It is the safer option into any unknown meta. Okay, enough about that. We are going back to this game, okay? We're talking about Entei Valiant now, not about Sablezard. Don't tempt me, okay? I'm gonna go on a fucking rant, and it's not what we're here for. That's not what we're here for. Okay. Yeah, Tyler just going to go. Ooh, Pokestop. Always punished. No, not too bad cards for Tyler to lose here. Yeah, God forbid people had opinions, right? Ooh. God, opinions are so gross. All right. Yeah, it's gonna be the Burning Rondo on to this Roaring Moon. Now Connor needs to respond to this Entei. Big thing to note about this Entei is the fact that it does not have damage on it from the Basin. I wasn't quite paying attention, but I'm assuming that the damage that isn't there is a result of switch carts, of course. There is plenty of opportunity for Tyler to do that. It's going to be a Pokestop from Connor. Hits the Forest Steel Stone. Not sure if Connor's playing 1 or 2 of those, but regardless, it's not the worst, but it probably could be a fair bit better. So let's see how we go about this. Energy to Morpeko. Okay. Interesting. I would love to see like okay. So actually we're really close to something I would have loved to see Connor do here. I think what Connor should have done in this case is I think Connor should have gone Forest. Actually, do we have an out to use Forest Steel Stone in hand? Pokestop, VIP, Judge, Town Store. Oh, we don't. Okay, that's rough. I feel like we should be in a spot where that should be possible, and like maybe some sequencing earlier would have put us there, but I'm frankly not sure. It's worth looking back on later, but um, what I would have loved to do here as Connor is actually to boss up the Spiritomb and kill it with Morpeko, right? You even out your prize trade by going 4 to 4, and at the same time you put a one prize into the active, which is going to make it a lot harder for Tyler. So I would have loved to see that from Connor. Of course, you can't really frenzy gouging an Entei. It's just not sustainable. You have to kind of hope that this Morpeko does soak a hit, um, and you can finish the job with the moon, and then hope that Tyler whiffs from there. So we don't bench more Pokemon at this point. You're already so committed to that line of not benching more Pokemon that I think that has to be what we're doing here. So. Alright, we're going to see the Tachyon Bits. Of course, yeah, Tyler does have several turns of Tachyon Bits, though. So it'll be easier said than done. We're going to go back into the Entei, and we're just going to smack the Morpeko. I guess that's fine. If there's nothing else you can do, there's nothing else you can do. Alright, we're going to see an attachment to the Roaring Moon, and then what do we have here? I think Connor needs to be hitting the Pokestop. Realistically. Judge first. Okay. I like that a lot. Try to disrupt what Tyler's doing. Not like there was a lot going on in Tyler's hand, but it's not like there was much going on in Connor's either. So it's kind of the lesser of two evils here. But let's see here. We got a couple stadiums, a VIP, and a energy switch. So kind of like a completely dead draw. Not even gonna hit the Pokestop. Now that's confusing to me. Because we do need stuff next turn, and we need to be thinning cards. So I would have really loved to see the Pokestop hit from Connor there, but we're gonna see the escape rope instead, and now we're going right back to the one prize or knockout here for Tyler. Seems pretty good. You get to knock out the Greninja with an Entei, and then you just finish the job with your Zard. Yeah, that's the play we're setting up here. We do need to. Oh, do we whiff energy? Oh, I think Tyler whiffed energy. That's rough. Yeah, okay. Well, I guess now ball's in Connor's court here. I guess if we do kill Tomb, we can go knock out with Zard. Hope Connor doesn't have Gusts. I mean, the name of the game for Connor here is just you need to set up another attacker, right? This Moon needs at the bench. Probably so does the Mew. Easy Pokestop first. Ultra Ball, Force Seal, Stone, and Booster. Ugh. A lot of tool cards being hit here. For Connor. Would be the Ultra Ball. What are we grabbing here? Looks like it's going to be the Roaring Moon. I think Connor probably did not prize check and is now realizing that, yep, there is indeed a Moltres hanging out in the prize cards. Now punished for discarding one earlier in the game. But we do have both Moon and Mew. It's not like this isn't possible, but it's certainly not, where it should be. I wouldn't hate seeing the energy switch to the active first. We are just going to hit the energy off of the Mew here. So there's going to be an attachment to the Greninja. Retreat. I can't help but feel this is like a tad greedy for Connor. Because we're going to have Boss Energy Switch in hand. Oh, we do have Boss, though. Yeah, so we do have Boss for this turn. I guess you go, yeah, knock out the Zard, take a prize, and kind of just go, like, respond to Prizer next turn. And kind of saying, like, hey, you're not going to, you can't attack me with one prize, you can't kill me with one prizer. Which Tyler does play Rod, but clearly did not have that out here, so... Very, very, very interesting. 8 minutes left on the clock. This game has gone quite long. Yeah, it's going to be the Force Seal Stone for Tyler. Rod's in hand. Doesn't matter anymore, of course. Alright. Yeah, just gonna be the knockout onto the Roaring Moon, and now all there is to do is simply hope that Connor is not able to establish another moon. But yeah, I think Tyler is just kind of dug his own grave, if I'm being honest here. Very small things throughout the game, but they do build up, and I think that's kind of what we're seeing here. And Connor's inability to establish this last Roaring Moon here. But let's see here. It's going to be. Why are we. No, 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 no. Why are we retreating before we're using restart? That is very wrong. Just at base level sequencing, you have no reason to do this. Even if you want to end the turn with the Roaring Moon in the active, there is actually just zero reason that it should be in the active before the restart. So, yeah, let's see what we got here. It's just gonna be a pass over to Tyler and gonna show a boss and a switch. And Tyler's going to close it out. Yeah, so clean play from Tyler. There's a couple things I would like to have seen differently from Connor, but it really was. I mean, I'm probably making it out to be a lot worse than it really was. But yeah, I mean, it was obviously, Connor played well to get here. I'm assuming there was probably some some stream nerves at play here. Probably like the lack of price checking, among other things. So yeah, really well played from Tyler. But I do think this matchup is favorable for for Entei Valiant. So yeah, all right. Going into it, we've got Edwin versus Azul here. Azul, pretty good player. Thoughts on Ogrebox over Sablezard? I'm thinking of putting Devo in second Sailstone. I think Ogre and Sablezard are two completely different decks with two completely different matchup spreads. I think both are super well positioned. I think Ogre is in a really interesting spot here. I think Ogre was a really good call for this tournament because people weren't really respecting Mawile as much as they should. Mawile should just be a locked-in conclusion in Ogre right now. It makes a lot of sense, right? Like, you get to punish your opponent for playing any of the any of the cards that prevent you from doing your thing, Jirachi and Manaphy, namely. You can naturally play the Pidgeot a lot easier, right? Which is a benefit, right? Getting to play that Pidgeot is, of course, the only justifiable reason for even playing the whatchamacallit, the Mawile in the first place, right? I'm not sure you need a TM Devo in the deck, if I'm being honest. I don't think it's terrible by any means. It certainly probably increases your Zard matchup, but I feel like your Zard matchup's kind of just like you either win by doing haha Sableye funny because they don't bench Jirachi, or you win because they bench Jirachi and you trap and you win, right? That aside, though, I think Zard's probably one of your harder matchups, so I guess you could put in TM Devo, but I'm really not that concerned about Zard in the current meta. I think Zard's falling off pretty high, pretty big time. Especially going into like Dortmund, and like I forget what the next North American regionals is. Yeah, but we'll see. All right. That aside, we're going to go into some Kyogre versus some Guardy here. Azul, of course, very good player. Edwin, as well as definitely I've definitely heard Edwin's name before. Where is escaping me, but not an unknown face here by any means. It's gonna be the Jirachi start for Edwin here, which is probably not what you want to see. Although it kind of just depends on how much Edwin knows about Azul's deck. So let's get through this prize checking phase here. We're going to see an Ultra Ball being played after VIP for the double Ralts. We did see this matchup yesterday as well between Sawyer Melvin and Rowan Staminoff. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays out this time around. That game was like hella scuffed, so I'm hoping we'll have like an actual game of Pokemon this time, but we'll see what happens. Alright, so into Azul's turn. Got a couple different things here. VIP start, of course. Thank you, Azul, for prize checking before using flower selecting. You will be surprised by how many people are not doing that. Number one thing I always teach people when I coach is to do that. It's a simple trick, but it is just Lost Box 101 at this point. Okay, going to be the Comfy coming down here. The Mawile is eyed up for Azul. Probably don't need to grab it now, but it is going to be the Mawile grab right away. Actually, I don't think this is bad. You want to have the Mawile in play as early as possible. Um, yeah, so it seems fine. So let's see here. We're going to see a concealed cards. So let's see a rope and a horn. Seems fine. Ooh, no, that is interesting. Yeah. So Azul, of course, having prize checked his entire deck, knows that there are indeed 2 Mirage Gates in the prize cards. So opting not to grab the VIP pass and is going to get rewarded with this Colress here. So love to see people get rewarded for good play. Azul is nothing if not a good player. All right, we're going to see the Vacuum and the Comfy hit the lost zone here. Horn immediately onto that Greninja. Yeah, I think we're going to see the pass. There's a bird hitting the field. And a pass over to Edwin. So now Edwin, immediately on the back foot here, now has to kind of acknowledge the fact that, like, hey, one Turo is not bailing me out of this game. If Azul is able to go trap either Jirachi or Jirachi or Greninja into trap the other one after Turo, Azul will just win this game. No ifs or buts about it. There is unless Edwin is playing some tech we don't know about, then Azul is just way ahead by the fact that at this point in the game, already by turn 2, Azul only needs 2 turns worth of combo to win this game, which is very scary if you're Edwin. Of course, I think it's too early to be scooping, but it is definitely not exactly what I deem a favorable position. Azul also wisely not trying to take any prize cards. I do believe Azul had the resource in hand to go for the Cramorant, opting not to go for the Cramorant, knowing that for this plan to work, you simply have to go behind the prize cards, activate Counter Catcher, and do the thing, right? I think Azul is not being greedy, not trying to overextend here, and it's just gonna take this slow. Let Edwin take the prize card. It's not like Edwin really has a choice. This prize card does need to be taken one way or another. Yeah. We'll see the refinement. Not a lot going on in the hand here. Worker. Damn. Okay, Edwin just whiffed all his Gardevoirs. So it's gonna be another turn of passing for Edwin. And for how much longer can Azul bluff the fact that there is no cram, or that Azul doesn't want to attack here? Of course, probably doesn't need to bluff this in the first place, right? Even if it was written on Azul's forehead that he's not going to take a prize card and win on, Mawile, it's not like Edwin can do too much about it. There is no Manaphy in play here, so we could also just Greninja. I mean, it's not that's not impossible here. A bit greedy, maybe it would go for the Greninja, but I don't think it's bad by any means. But yeah, it's gonna be a gate and a pass over to Edwin. Again, I feel like surely as Edwin you're getting suspicious, but I mean, regardless of how suspicious you are, I mean, what do you do here, right? I think your best line is simply going Boss Mawile, hope Azul don't have it like that. And something tells me Azul has it like that, because you cannot boss and Iono in the same turn unless you are behind, but Azul is just not letting Edwin go behind. So, yeah, wise, solid play from Azul here. Frankly, leaving nothing for me to criticize. I think the real question is how does Edwin find, any hole in this strategy that Azul has set up? No matter how telegraphed it is, it doesn't change the fact that Edwin takes a prize card and Azul goes, yoink, Mawile. Oh, Uturo, I'm gonna do it again, right? Yeah, it's I don't think there's anything Edwin can do about this. We are going to just knock out the active. Iono is going to be the opt instead of the boss onto the Mawile. Not sure if I inherently agree with that. I think I wouldn't have hated to see the boss onto the Mawile, but yeah, shouldn't matter too much. I think Azul's hand was pretty big, so Azul probably had it regardless. So maybe Iono was fine, because you do need to see the counter catcher here as Azul. Preferably, it's going to be a Colress being played. There's the counter catcher. I see a Pidgeot, I see a Pokestop, I see a Rod, and a Switch is the last card here. Yeah, I'm going to be off-zoning those two. Switch and the Pokestop. Flower selecting here. Going to be the gate getting rid of here, but I do think Azul has just got it like that. And now all we need to do... kind of debating which one. Yeah, all we need to do is trap, and Edwin immediately picks up all his cards. Okay, so that is the most telegraphed way to say I do not play Turo. Yeah, Edwin realizing this is a matchup where he's going to need the time, and of course it's the winning in round for top 8, so both players do, of course, want to have as much time as possible here. So let's look at these prize cards. Double Water Kyogre prize for Azul. One Curlia, one Guardy, one Rod prized for Edwin here. Not the end of the world, but certainly not great prize cards on either side here. So we're going to see the Mew in play right off the bat here. So now Edwin, of course, not really exactly wanting to bench either Manaphy or Jirachi or anything in this matchup. Is going to just kind of have to say, like, listen, I'm not going to bench these things. I'm not going to discard these things, play around Horn, and I'm just going to have to play some good old honest Pokemon. Which should allow Azul to just kind of run away with things like the Greninja. But let's see, we have a third Curlia, or for Ralt sitting the bench. Maybe Ralt's number 4 now. And yeah, I think we're just going to see the pass over to Azul. I see a couple Psychic guys and a Battle VIP pass, so can't be too bad for Azul here. You are able to trap this Mew. The Mew, can attack and probably will attack, but it's not like it's attacking with a whole lot of damage. So if you need to buy time as Azul at any point, getting the Mew in the active is definitely a line that you can go for. But I think as Azul, your plan in this game too is just going to have to be to start taking prize cards, right? Be the aggressor. You're allowed to do that now. You have gotten your one cheese game out of this set. If Edwin, benches or discards another non-psychic Pokemon, all you have to do is just, the same thing you did in game 1. But until then, you are allowed to be the aggressor. Just kind of go for the cram this turn into Greninja whenever you can. But seems like there's no Colress, no way to switch. Do we have no energies? Really? So we opt for concealed cards instead of flower selecting. I don't think that's bad, but yeah, there's nothing else in Azul's hand. It's pretty much completely dead. Which is quite the yikes. We're going to be Candy Guardy into Worker. I'd like to see the Candy Guardy being held before the Worker if we know we're going to Worker anyway, but that's a minor grievance. I think we are just always going for the Candy Guardy at some point regardless. Going to be the Curlia grab for Edwin. Seems fine. Going to do Refinement here. I think that's Vacuum, Artisan. Use the Artisan. It's going to be Scream Tail. Yeah, seems fine. Once again, filling up the bench as well is nice, right? God knows Azul might play like Erica's Invitation or some bullshit. But yeah, it's going to be the Scream Tail we're going to attack with this turn, which I do quite like. And a Vacuum, not only do you thin the VIP out of your hand, but you also do not give Azul access to that Artisan the same turn as you're discarding his, or you're knocking out his only Comfy in play. So Very, very sick play from Edwin. Really, really good play as well. Um, yeah, seems, very, very good here. We're going to see a Comfy bench and a Manaphy bench and something going to be a pass. So I think as Azul, knowing how this matchup goes, knowing how much time it takes, I think at this point we might actually have to consider a scoop. Edwin's about to go up 2 prize cards, right? Obviously, with Edwin's inability to bench stuff like Jirachi and Manaphy, it's not like Azul can't, uh, can't come back into this game, but I wouldn't really hate to see a scoop from Azul. Like you could see next turn, right? I think that's kind of fine, but I really would not hate a scoop here. It's gonna be a Nest Ball and a Mirage Gate, and it's just gonna be a pass. Okay. So now I think this is where we scoop as Azul. I'm quite unsure as to why we're not scooping as Azul here, but it seems very confusing to me, right? This game, while not unwinnable, is definitely not in your control anymore. You know how this matchup goes. You have about 25 minutes left on the clock. Azul might not know the exact time, but you are allowed to ask the table judge, and it's not like Azul does not know that, right? Azul, I'm assuming, is time aware enough to realize that, like, hey, we have about half of our time left. Let me ask the judge. Judge says 25 minutes. It's like, okay, well, a single game can easily take 25 minutes in this matchup. If I play this out, I'm probably not finishing game 3. So, yeah, I would really, really like to see this scoop from Azul here. You're about to go down 3-6, unless you have like the sickest Roxanne plus Greninja play. Even then, it feels scuffed, honestly, right? Because you're only getting rid of like 1 Refinement Corellia. You still have to deal with Shining Arcana Guardy drawing more cards. Be the Collapsed Stadium. Getting rid of the Mew, that's pretty nice. And a Rod to get the Cresselia and the Mew back into the deck. Seems fine to me. Yeah. Hey. Edwin here. I'm just going to do all he needs to do. Keep on this game. And Azul is going to keep playing. I mean, it's not like the win cons don't exist for Azul here. Don't get me wrong, but I just think your odds are going to be a lot better if you decide to go to game 3 here. I think it's the wiser decision, but let's see how this plays out. I'm gonna give Azul the benefit of the doubt here. We are at 4 now. We do have a Nest Ball. We need to take a prize card as Azul. There's no more time to sit here and dilly daddle. We need to take a prize card. It's not like the cards are in hand. There's retreat outs. There is a Nest Ball. He's playing the clock and looking for Mawile to lock Cheese to win into time. I highly doubt that's the case. I highly doubt Azul is playing the clock here. First of all, Azul very rarely plays the clock, from what I can tell. I don't think I've ever seen Azul play the clock on stream, and I don't think I've seen Azul play the clock IRL either. Not that I watch all of his games at tournaments, of course, but when I have either sat next to him or walked past a game, his pace of play is pretty good. So I have a very hard time imagining Azul playing the clock here. Especially with the amount of time that's left, right? Considering how fast Edwin scooped the last game. Yeah, I mean, you can't Mawile lock this game. This game is not Mawile lockable anymore. That was a game 1 gimmick. Now Edwin is playing around it. It's not going to work this time, right? And Azul definitely knows that. So, yeah, I do not think he's playing the clock. If Azul is playing this out, then it's because Azul thinks there is a real win condition. Which, I mean, again, the win condition does exist. But, again, it's kind of not in your control as Azul anymore. So, yeah. Because if we do go to game 3, we do just tie this, right? Like, at this point, that just kind of has to be the case. So yeah. Oy, oy. More caffeine for me. Alright, Edwin, going down to 2 prize cards. What's the line here? Going into game 3 with 30 minutes left, how do you always lose? How do you almost always lose that? I think you win this as Azul. I think the only reason Azul is losing this is because Azul has not done anything for like 3 turns in a row and let Edwin go up 3 prize cards. I think that's the only reason Azul is losing this, right? I think if Azul plays an honest game in game 3 where Edwin is forced to not play Manphy, right? You just win because you get to concealed card, or you get to Moonlight Shurikens, right? You get to Kyogre, you get to do a bunch of shit. You get to Sableye, right? I think you win game 3, especially. I think you're favored in this matchup, even when Edwin doesn't put stuff down. The whole point of the Mawile is that if your opponent doesn't see it coming, you get an easy game 1 cheese, right? Game 2, they're not gonna play it, and the whole point of the Mawile is not so that you can cheese your opponent out of the game. It's so that you force your opponent to not put down the Manaphy and the Jirachi, right? It's not for the cheese. Obviously, if you win on the cheese, you win on the cheese. That's totally fine. But that's not why it's there. It's simply to force your opponent into acknowledging that they can lose to the cheese, and then not bench the Manaphy and Jirachi, right? Which is what's happening here, right? So if Azul, plays a full game of Pokemon where he doesn't brick for 3 turns in a row, he's favored in this matchup. He should be, at least. Just because of the sheer amount of multi-prize turns he can take, and the fact that he should be starting the game up quite a lot of prize cards. So, alright, enough on that. We're going to see a Palpad being played for Azul here to start us off. And what's the line here? It's going to have to be Greninja. Maybe a Colress. Very interested as to why we were playing the Palpad before we were playing the Colress. It doesn't quite seem correct to me. Maybe a Mawile grab. Alright. Very interesting. We might have to buy a turn. There's a counter catcher there. We might be going counter catcher onto the Ralts. Or maybe onto the Gardevoir. There's lines regardless, but let's see here. One of the gates. No, we're not going to the Greninja. We are going for the Mawile play. Yep, it is going to be the Guard EX here, and then a Tempting Trap. So I guess it's because there is no energies in the discard pile for Edwin. No Refinement Curly on play either, so you're not trapping this Gardevoir forever. However, if you do stick it with the Tempting Trap for 1 turn, you can now go in and hit it with your Dragonite, and that would result in the Gardevoir dying thanks to the plus 90 damage effect of the Tempting Trap. Dragonite would be doing 340, which is more than enough. So, yeah, very interesting here. We're going to see a reversal attached to the Gardevoir, and it's going to be a pass back to Azul. So, yeah, very interested to see how Azul handles this. You have 2 lines here. You have the Greninja and you have the Dragonite. Both are fine. The Greninja is definitely safer. The Greninja will let you take the 2 knockouts here without having a multiprizer in the active. Although Dragonite might be able to stall another turn if Edwin isn't able to find this Gardevoir EX. You'd be able to knock out the active into Greninja. You have to go knockout active with Dragonite, which I think is the line. Yeah. So we're going to go knockout active with the Dragonite. Edwin whiffs knockout. We retreat. We go knockout 2 with Greninja. We now go to 1 prize card left. We leave the 1 prize in the active. Now Edwin's still at 2 prize cards as long as Edwin does not have a Gust, which we would be at. We wouldn't be at even prize cards anymore, though. So unless we'd have to do like Greninja into Greninja. Like, it's very scuffed. Either way, the start play here for Azul has to be this Dragonite. Force Seal attachments. Vacuum is gone, of course. Alright, so there's an Ultra Ball in hand for Edwin. However, all these energies are stuck on not the same Pokemon. It's going to be making it a lot harder for Edwin to clean up this Dragonite. Not that it's impossible this turn, but certainly interesting. Eyeing up a couple options. I just up the Cresselia. We have the Ultra Ball. The question is, do we have another Shining Arcana Guardy? Ooh, big whiff off the Pokestop. Although we do get to discard an energy. Might be huge. For some math here. We have an energy in hand. Still one energy short. As if we have the EX. If we don't have the EX here for Edwin, this gets very, very awkward. We Shining Arcana onto the bench. Okay, so yeah, opting to not go for the EX here. Very curious play. Very, very, very curious play. And then being a Yono. I feel like Edwin's fine to go for the game this turn, though. I don't think you have to be scared of that. Well, it's just going to be the Scream Tail hitting the Dragonite. I don't think Edwin is really acknowledging the fact that this game is winnable for Azul. I think Edwin's probably playing under the mindset that, you know, as long as I keep attacking, Azul is going to lose regardless, which could get pretty risky here. So it's going to be interesting. We're going to see what exactly colors first. Ditch the Force Seal Stone seems fine to me. We have one in play already, and it looks like it's going to be the Escape Rope. Going to debate it a little bit more. Going to opt for the Pokestop. That's probably fine. We are now at 10 for Azul. Not a lot of cards. I think, is this the turn we're going for the Greninja play? Not the Greninja play, the Kyogre play? I do remember this moment. You can Kyogre now, but if you are able to Kyogre the two Gardevoirs here, then you are probably winning. But Edwin's at 2 prize cards. I guess the idea is that you're playing around the boss from Edwin, right? If you kill these 2 Gardevoirs with Kyogre, then he can't kill the Dragonite, even with boss, because the Scream Tail won't kill after the switch card. I just can't help but feel like this is a little more risky than it needs to be for Azul, right? Obviously, if you do pull off this Kyogre play, which we're going to see that this Kyogre play isn't guaranteed, right? Is what we're going to see happening here, because there are more than 5 cards in the deck and they're not all energies. Now, hitting 3 energies should not be too hard for Azul here, but it's not guaranteed. I can't help but think if we just went like, but I guess if we don't go for the play this turn, if we knock out active this turn, Edwin simply doesn't bench anything, takes a knockout, and wins the game, right? I think that's probably what's happening here, right? You can't knock out the Scream Tail. We need to keep the Scream Tail in the active so that you can kill the 2 Guardies, so you can finish the game with the Scream Tail. Because if you take 1 prize this turn, Edwin doesn't bench anything, then you can't Kyogre for game. I guess this is probably Azul's best line then. Yeah, it kind of has to be. It's definitely scuffed, but it's certainly Azul's best line. I don't think we have. I mean, regardless of you know where we are in the game state now, I don't think we have any business having played out this game as Azul. Not when you're up a game. Yeah. All right. That'll be the Rod grab off of the Force Seal Stone. Okay, I'm gonna put that as many energy back in as well as some attackers because we don't just need. Well, no, actually, I think grabbing. So I think Azul is grabbing back both Cram and Sableye here. The idea being that you need to have an attacker to finish the game next turn after your Kyogre goes down. However, I do think Azul's kind of tunnel visioning here a bit. I think this is actually a misplay, and the reason I think this is a misplay is for the simple reason that while yes, you do need a cheap attack for next turn, all you actually need is an energy because you go Aqua Storm, and then as long as you have an energy, you can go Surf for knockout to win the game. Uh, because this Screamtail can't kill the Kyogre. It is 10 short of killing the Kyogre. So I actually think this is a misplay from Azul. I think these two attackers here should be energy to maximize your outs for Aqua Storm. I understand where the line is coming from, right? If Edwin is able to get that last or to knock out the Kyogre, then you're kind of fucked. But I mean, how would Edwin knock out the Kyogre if Edwin is left with a board that's just the Screamtail with 6 damage counters on it? It shouldn't be possible unless I'm just completely missing something, but I really can't see it. So Aqua Storm is going to just completely miss the mark, unfortunately for Azul. And then, of course, we are going to be 10 damage short of being able to finish the game with Sableye. Of course, doesn't matter because really all it comes down to is the fact that Edwin simply just takes either 2 prizes back-to-back turns here and wins, or goes for the boss play here. So also, I think this is super greedy from Edwin. I don't think you're like really forced into doing anything here, unless you want to go like. So the boss is going to be found off the concealed cards, and that's just going to be a game. But I think that was risky from Edwin. I think what you're probably trying to do instead is you're trying to go probably just knock out active with Gardevoir. Azul would then do what for game? Can't win the game. Can't take out all your attackers. You simply use your last remaining attacker, be either the Screamtail or one of the Gardevoirs, to win the game. Unless you think Azul is playing like Halucha, but even then, like, there wouldn't be bench space. So yeah, that's just not an existent threat. Yeah, very interesting game here. I think there's definitely plays that probably could have been done differently from either player, but I mean, obviously, like this kind of matchup is so hard to play in the moment, right? Especially these late games against Gardevoir. As Lost Box, it's like we can sit here and we can like talk about it and commentate and like judge these players for like misplays, but at the end of the day, sitting there and having to play it, right, when you're not looking at it from a third person view, is so much harder. Like, I can actually not describe how much harder it is. And you don't realize that until you try it, right? You don't realize how much. You don't realize how many mistakes you're making when you actually play the game. You can sit and you can look at like other people's mistakes, and go, oh wow, I would have done that differently. But most people wouldn't have. And in fact, they would probably have made a worse play. So anyway, we're gonna go into this game with 1 minute left. I'm assuming there's a gentleman's agreement between these players. But I mean, this just doesn't matter, right? If they are gentleman'ing off of prize cards, then obviously it will matter who's ahead on prize cards. But I can't really imagine that Edwin would go ahead and agree on a gentleman's based off of prize cards, since that is just inherently very unfavorable for Guardy. But at the same time, I mean, like, what do you do, right? Like, what's the alternative? Yeah, so Azul, I think Azul's just, yeah, doing the Lost Box thing. That is turn 0 of time now being called. Going into Edwin's turn is now turn 1. The miscount? What? What did we miscount of? Okay. Alright, so Edwin, able to take his time here. Of course, being in turns of time, doesn't matter how fast or slow you play. As long as your turn finishes eventually, it kind of doesn't matter too much. So it has to be Candy Guardy here for Edwin, right? It's kind of all there is to it. Yeah, did he not admit the turn before Recycler Water was a miscount for Kyogre? I don't know, unless he did it for, unless he did that, like, on Twitter later, or, like, on stream. I don't know. He might have, but I think more so than anything, I think Azula just kind of forgot that you could use Surf. Which that's very easy to tunnel vision on. I don't think anyone can really give him shit for that. Most people would have forgotten that Surf exists and the fact that Scream Tail doesn't kill the Kyogre. So it's really not that deep, I don't think. And even then, you could still whiff it because actually, if you hit all of your energy, then you still need to hit one energy to attack next turn. So it would have been weird regardless. It was never guaranteed for Azul. Alright. Well, turn 2 time. We're gonna Colress here. I think for Azul, your idea here is you're simply just trying to take as many prize cards this turn as possible. Realistically, it is going to be a Greninja play. You go for the Greninja play, and then you kind of just, whatever agreement they have on the Gentleman's. Obviously, if they are still playing, they are still playing for the Gentleman's Agreement. If not, then there's frankly zero reason these two players should be playing because it would simply be a tie. So, yeah, it's going to be the Nest Ball for the Sableye. Assuming just a thin. We have hit 7, so I think we are going to go for the concealed for the Greninja here. There is both the Water Energy and Switch in hand already for Azul. It'll be a concealed cards here. Just add the hand size. 4 Steelstone attachment and a retreats, and then we're going to take out 2 Ralts here. So I think if we're going off Gentleman's Agreement rules, Azul should just, win here. I think both by board and by prize cards, Azul always wins. Edwin can't knock out a 2 prizes this turn. Okay, he can. It's not impossible, but certainly not likely. And yeah, I think based off of Gentleman's Agreement, Azul would just win here. I don't know that we ever got confirmation. I actually never checked, admittedly. Although I do know Azul got 9th at this event, I think. But turn 3 at a time. Edwin, I don't know what you do as Edwin here. You're trying to, the idea is you're trying to make your case for that, hey, I would win this game. So I guess step number 1 is just to, reestablish your board. The thing is, the players aren't allowed to discuss the game state after Edwin's turn finishes, right? They could probably, discuss the game state during Edward's turn, right? I think they are allowed to do that. So Edwin has, an argument here where he could say, hey, if you break off of this Iono, then I probably win because I have the Zacian. So Azul's gonna kind of flash the hand. Edwin's gonna go my hand's kind of doo-doo. I see double switch card for Azul. And they're just gonna go back and forth here. I don't really know how this finishes. I think Edwin's arguing his case. I think the weird thing here is that these players are at different scores, right? I think the tie is much better for Edwin than it is for Azul. Because of the fact that Edwin is at 33 match points and Azul is at 32 match points, right? Both can make cut if they win. However, if they tie, Edwin all but locks up top 16. Where if they tie, I think Azul, is top 32 with 33 match points. But obviously both of these players want to make cuts, so at the end of the day, it's kind of weird. Edwin, regardless of yeah, Edwin, regardless of this, should guarantee cash regardless of who wins and loses or ties or whatever. I think they did agree on Azul as the winner. That does seem to be the case, and I do think if I do just go here, Knoxville. Yeah, Azul did bubble ninth, it seems. Let's see here. He was playing casual local. Was playing casual locals, and I used to Mirage Gate, was directing a couple cards and grabbed 2 fine fires out of fires. It's like Mirage turn punch. My opponent said, "Wait, what? Wait, what happened here?" Was playing a casual locals, and I used Mirage Gate, but was distracted while looking for cards and grabbed 2 fire. Had 2 fires and 1 psychic in deck for Radzard Punch, and my opponent said board state was unfixable. That is not an unfixable board state. That is certainly a DPL, but depending on like how much has happened afterwards, right? Because basically the ruling there, if I'm not mistaken, would simply be that you only got 1 fire off of the gate, and then if you aren't able to attack, you aren't able to attack. So it kind of depends on like how far into the game you go, but that's not an irreversible game state, right? Worst, like best case, you attach the fires, people catch it as like, oh shit, you used gate, you didn't grab psychic, you only get the 1 energy, no penalty, you probably get like a warning, right? But if like the game continues, then the penalty is decided by like how long the game is continued, right? Nothing happened after, then yeah, no, that's just a warning. Like literally, it's just a warning, and obviously you don't get to grab your psychic energy is the big problem. But it is still just a warning. Okay. Anyway, yeah, Zulu got ninth. I think that was a bubble. I think it was a 35 bubble, which I guess is like pretty common nowadays. So unfortunate for Zul, but is what it is. Okay. Here's Top Cut, by the way. As soon as I shuffled, pretty sure he was watching me waiting to shuffle to end it. Some people do that. Yeah. All you can do is just try your best to not let that happen. But some people are just kind of shitty like that. It is what it is. But yeah, there's no penalty there besides the fact that you're obviously not allowed to grab the psychic because you finished, right? You simply just shuffle the 1 fire back into the deck, leave the second one. But yeah, okay. Looking at the top 8 here, we got 2 Guardies. We've got Aiden on Kyogre. We've got Jackson Ford and Ian Robb on Tina. We've got Jose, and I always want to pronounce that J. I know I'm not supposed to pronounce the J, but I always want to pronounce the J. It's Jose and Kamel here on Roaring Moon, and of course Tyler on Entei Valiant. We love to see it. So very interesting Top Cut, for sure. Here's the bracket. We're gonna see it a bit. It's gonna be Ryan. This will be Guardy versus Moon, Tina versus Entei, Guardy versus Moon, and then Moon versus Kyogre is gonna be what we're looking at here. So. And it's going to be Kamal versus Aiden on stream, if I recall correctly. Yep, there is Aiden and Kamal here. So we're going to go into the game. We're just going to get this started. Get the show on the road. Yeah, it's going to be Roaring Moon versus Kyogre. I would assume this matchup is quite heavily favored for Aiden. Oh, is that the purple Play Pokemon t-shirt? Hell yeah. Let's go. Me and Kamal matching. Let's see it. No. All right, yeah, we're going to go into Aiden's turn here. Aiden's going to be playing a very similar 62 as all. Not quite the same, I'd imagine. Oh, actually, let's check. Is it the same? No, it's not the same. Actually, what's the difference? I'm kind of curious about that. Hold up. We have extra time because we already, like, grabbed... we already played or watched one of the Day 2 VOD rounds. Yesterday. So let's actually look at this. So Aiden is playing. Aiden's playing Jirachi. Besides that, the Pokemon count looks identical and might be missing something, but I'm not seeing it. If so, Azul was Azul the one playing. This is Aiden's list. No, that's Azul's list. Okay. Azul played 4 Colress No Reporters Aiden played a Boss and a Roxanne. Azul has Horn. This is true. Two catchers for Azul, one catcher for Aiden. Aiden's playing Boss, so that makes sense. Two rope, one switch, three switch carts is common between both lists. Very interesting to see that we're not even playing 8 switching cards anymore. One Pokegear for Aiden. Not sure I entirely like that too much. Will we even play the Pal Pad? We are playing the Pal Pad. We're playing 2 Force Seal Stone, 2 Pokestop in each. Energy split is... I think Aiden's playing... No, Azul's playing one more Water and one less Psychic, whereas than Aiden, yeah, on the 4-3-3 and the 5-3-2. One Vacuum for Aiden, 2 for Azul. One Recycler for both players, and 3 Rods. I think that's it. Yeah, okay. Interesting. I like the Horn, but I also really like the Boss. Kind of just to, like, punish stuff with Mawile easier. Not sure which list I prefer. I think you can probably mix and match a couple of the ideas and take it from there. Oy. Both lists are definitely good, though. No question about that. Alright, Aiden, gonna have a pretty standard turn 1 for Lost Box. Quite the harsh Lost Zones, it seems, but you're not really expecting to get hand disrupted, so as long as you have the Force in hand, you kind of don't mind getting rid of a Culver's here. It's kind of not too bad. Alright, we're gonna see Trekking Shoes 1 and 2 for Kamal. We'll debate this second one here for a boss. Give me an Ultra Ball. Okay, I'm gonna hit the Pokestop instead. I guess we have Iono, we have Earthen Vessel, we have Energy Switch. Let me the discard here. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're fine to get rid of the Ultra Balls, Kamal. You have a backup plan in case, right? You do need to see new cards, so not too bad. I think we are going to see the concealed cards here, though, although we might see the Pokestop first. There's a debate to be made to not give your opponent Pokestop, but all right, Pokestop not going to hit anything good for Kamal here. Ninja didn't quite catch what was hit off of it. It's going to be Dark Patch 1 and number 2. Okay, that works. We have an attachment. We have an Iono. I think we're probably just going, yeah, attach active, and is that a... No, research. Research is better. Research is so much better. Yeah. I think that was double VIP hit for Kamal, so definitely not anything to complain about there. With the Roingman and the Moltres. Seems like we're only grabbing... I'm using one. No, never mind. There's number 2. Didn't quite catch Kamal with shuffling, but obviously if you're shuffling, you kind of don't need to do that, right? Yeah. Need to check something. Cool. Everything's cool. All right. Technical difficulties have been up and down for the stream today. I'm trying to make sure everything's still working here. All right, we're gonna see the Dire Flame Wings. Words are hard. Don't do that. Thank you, Kamal. Bro caught himself. That's good. Dark Patch seems good. We have a booster, but we're gonna hold it, which is interesting. Yeah, opting to not use it right away. I guess you're trying to like play around Vacuum for Aiden. Sorry, which does seem good to me. You're not exactly expecting to need it this turn, although it isn't impossible for Aiden to pull off a Dragonite here. But I think if Aiden does Dragonite here, that's only a good thing for Kamal, because if you speed up the pace of the play, it's better for the Roingman player, right? As Lost Box, you kind of do want to like slow down the pace of the game to give yourself enough time to be able to Kyogre, right? Kyogre is your big win condition in this matchup. But, ooh, was that Water Energy Greninja? Surely we can get rid of the Water Energy, right? I think we need the Greninja. If anything, just to like get energies out of our hand. Not sure I quite agree with that. Unless we are going for this Dragonite. This does seem to be the case. Is this too greedy? I think this is too greedy for Aiden, honestly. I think you're completely fine to just, like, spit innocently this turn. I don't think you're in a hurry here. Very interesting. I mean, like, this isn't bad by any means, right? Like, don't get it twisted, but it's also... I don't think it's necessary, is the point here, right? I don't think this play is necessary. When you could just cram instead. I mean, if you're still able to Greninja this game, then I think this is good. And the thing is, like, if Kamal doesn't have a stadium, we are having to frenzied gouging here, and if Kamal frenzied gougings this Dragonite, the game will end. Aiden will just win. Like, there's no question about it. But yeah, that clearly doesn't happen here. I don't know. I don't know that I like this from Aiden. I mean, to be fair, you take the 2 prize cards, and now you can kind of just sit here and pass until you're able to Kyogre, right? You probably do, like, do some Sableye shenanigans. Put some damage on the Roaring Moons to play around the booster capsule, right? That's weird. First, Kamal even has to, like, hit the knockout here. Okay, gonna be doing some thinning. Debating the Squawk bench. I think you have to at this point. Draw 2. Looking for energy, dark patch, energy switch, like anything, and then we can grab our second out off of the Force Seal Stone. Yeah, so we did have an energy, so just gonna need an energy switch, I'm assuming, from Kamal. Oh wait, but the Dragonite has 230. Oh wait, we do. Ooh, how did I forget about that? Oh yeah, duh. How do I forget about that? Okay, so I guess the Dragonite's like, yeah, completely fine for Aiden, because all Aiden has to do here is just like Sableye, right? Like, Kamal's down both Iono and Judge. You're really not expecting. You're not expecting to see another hand disruption here. Yeah. On Town Store for the Force System. Nice, nice. Yeah, yeah. We go. Seems fine. Look at all those circles. Yep. Yeah, I know. I know we can go knock out Roaring Moon, set up the other 2 for game. I know we can do that. Thank you, whoever's casting. Nah, the circles do actually help. It makes the game a lot more accessible to people who are tuning in for the first time, right? It's kind of the hard part about TCG, is that you click on Twitch to, like, see the tournament stream, and you kind of can't tell what's going on unless you, like, know the game. And the game really is not that simple, right? So. Alright. We're going to see 30. We're looking at 90 left, so looks like we're dividing the damage here, but I would like to see the Squawk ability set up. Yep, 90 on Squawk. Seems good. This also plays around the Switch cart, right? If Kamal does have another Switch cart, and Switch cart's the Squawk has 100 HP left still. And will die to both Cram and to Sableye. So yeah, Aiden in a very commanding state here. So yeah, I guess the Dragonite's completely fine. I still think it was like a tad greedy. I don't think you had to go for the Dragonite there, but you also, like, don't need to go for the Kyogre either, right? Like, Lost Box versus Roaring Moon is just such a one-sided matchup that it's kind of weird. I mean, it's not like necessarily one-sided, right? Like, Booster Capsules, Jelly, and Judge are all cards that, like, are all in there to, like, make Lost Box more winnable, but fundamentally speaking, you are still not having a good time against Lost Box as Roaring Moon, right? I think you kind of have to accept that and move on, right? Everything in this format has to accept they have bad matchups somewhere, And for Roaring Moon, right? That is just going to have to be a Lost Box and Gardevoir to a certain extent, right? That's the main reason I don't think. Sorry, I dropped the card. I don't think Roaring Moon is a tier 1 deck. It's because it has bad matchups into 2 different tier 1 decks, being Guardy and Lost Box. 3 different tier 1 decks if you consider Lost Box variants as different decks, being Sablezard and Greninja. So yeah, gonna be interesting. Just pray for Bix or something else beats it. Yeah, that's all you can do, right? And Lost Box kind of been in and out of the format, so it's not like Moon is poorly positioned. I think after this event it's pretty poorly positioned, but before this event that wasn't necessarily the case. So, alright, gonna be a Roxanne off the bat for Aiden here. Seems fine. Right, you have a turn to burn here, where you can kind of just do whatever. It also loses to Zard. This is true. It does also lose to Zard. Yeah. But Zard's also falling off, right? I think the reason Moon has kind of like gone up in popularity is because of the huge uptick in Tina, right? Tina's the main one. I don't even think Moon beats like Mew, really. It really doesn't even beat Mew that often. Like the thing is that Moon's matchups are weird because sure, your only good matchup is Tina, but you're so aggressive and so assertive that a mildly slow start from any deck can result in Moon just winning the game on the spot because you just get to run over your opponent for free, right? I think that's kind of like the whole point, right? Zard is gonna be a good goal this weekend. Really, I think Zard is a trap, but I'm also playing a deck that beats Zard. But so you know, okay, I don't think Zard is a trap, but kind of scuffed out by the Gardevoir matchup. I think Guardy winning here plus the inclusion of Moonlight Hill is going to result in a lot of people playing Guardy Dortmund. So it'll be interesting, but yeah, I don't know. Regardless, actually, Zard might be a fine play as long as you're like you are consistently beating Guardy. Like Guardy isn't your best matchup, but it's certainly not like unwinnable by any means. So, all right. Anyway, let's watch Aiden finish off this game. Actually, I think after we're done with the VODs, we'll have time after the VODs with zero issue. So I think what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna do a tier list after the VODs. Stay tuned for that. I think that'd be a good time. I think we'll have some fun with that. I've been hating on Zard for 6 months. Haru's list is a fantastic call. I haven't seen Haru's list. Actually, no, I think I have seen Haru's list, and it looked pretty basic. Well, basic's good, right? Okay, gonna be a pass for Aiden here. All I need to do is Sableye next turn. I didn't quite catch if we were able to find the Rod. I don't think we were, though. Was that a... Oh. Kamal didn't do anything here. Yeah, so Aiden passes. Kamal looks at the hand. And I think just goes Calamity Storm. Yep. Alright. Does Aiden have it? We need to find Rod, and we need to find Sableye Psychic. So there's the Rod. And there is a Recycler as well, so 3 Psychics into the deck. Nest Ball, okay, and then we're trying to hit a Psychic off of this Flower Selecting, it seems. So pretty good odds for Aiden. Yeah, let's see what we hit. Stats Gate, that works just fine. And yeah, that's game. Cool. So if this is good into, let's see, is so good is because you can go first into Arc. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I think going first with the Zard is complete copium, no matter how you build the deck. I think it's super cope. Honestly, if I was playing Zard, I would just be locking something similar to Caleb 60. I think it's just the best way to play the deck, right? As long as you pilot it well enough, it's not like you can't beat those decks. So I don't think going first as Zard is really worth it. All right. Anyway, let's see what we got here. We're gonna be looking at Double Ultra, the Iono's prize. That might be a big deal. Burge shouldn't be too important for Aiden. Alright, Aiden going first here. Makes sense, Kamal. And always defaults to second. And going to write some stuff down. And, yeah, we're going to, do a price check for Aiden here. Skip for that. Un. Love some un. I need more people spamming emotes in here, I'm not gonna lie, man. They're too sick to not spam. Alright. First selecting for Aiden. Switch cart. Guardy players on Melvin. Doing something well. Yeah, Haru. True. And they are free. Yeah. At least one of them is. At least one of them is. And you can use channel points to find the other ones, so. Un is clearly the most spammable, hence why it's the free one. Alright, yeah. Basic Lost Zone turn 1 for Aiden. I don't think there's anything too bad there. I admittedly wasn't paying fully attention, but board seems clean. Lost Zone seems fine. You're not too concerned about your lightnings in this matchup. 2 down is bad, but frankly, one of this card isn't that much of a problem because you just rod back 1, and then you have it guaranteed for the Mirage Gate play. If you want the Clef Key emote, maybe you should just pay. Maybe you should just pay for it. Okay. Nah, I'm kidding. All right, Sada, Dark Patch, Moon stuff. Yep, Kamal sure is playing Roaring Moon. That's crazy. Nothing else to it. Back into Aiden's turn. So we're going to see a concealed card. We're doing for Colress. Colress is the way. How do I pronounce that? Invinim? I do not know how to pronounce that. Thank you so much for the sub, the Prime sub. Congrats on the emotes. Get those things spammed. Okay, Aiden is able to find a Colress. I think we want to keep that Comfy, but actually, let's check that. Hold on, I think it was a Pokestop, Colress, and Rod grabbed off the Colress, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, that seems, I guess it's fine, right? Like you're hitting, you have a Nest Ball in hand, I think, as well. So I guess you're fine to get rid of that Comfy. Ah, shit. I shouldn't have encouraged emote spam. Mistakes have been made. No. Alright. I think that was Grenin. No, it was Cram grabbed off of the Nest Ball. So we are just going to spit here. This seems fine. I think you're totally okay to spit. Is going to use the Pokestop. Giving the Stadium to Kamal. Do we have a... No, we don't have a Vacuum. So there's an argument to be made here. To simply not put the Pokestop down, to force a Pokestop out of Kamal. Yeah, to force a Pokestop out of Kamal. And if Kamal doesn't have it, all you simply, like, the bird, the Cram only takes 100 damage and you survive, right? Do you give coaching? I do give coaching. There's some details on my Twitter if you're interested. Yeah. I do. Alright, so into Kamal's turn here. Yeah, sorry, I want to talk more about coaching, but I do need to focus on the game we're looking at, unfortunately. Well, yeah, I do coaching. It's 20 an hour. And we kind of just do whatever you want to do, and I help you with whatever you need help with. Pretty basic, pretty standard, and I think affordable for most people, so I recommend my own coaching, but I'm definitely biased. It'd be kind of weird if I didn't recommend my own coaching. No bots. No, I do not have bots. Not yet. I've been busy with, like, doing other shit, so I just boot up Twitch and just, like, let it do shit. Alright, but I think, yeah, Kamal just knocks out the bird, is able to judge. So this is kind of what we were talking about earlier, right? Like, this is kind of how Moon wins the matchup, because now Aiden really isn't doing anything. And this is Moon is just sitting here and taking prize cards, using the judge, right? So this has to keep up for Kamal, but if this keeps up for a couple more turns, Aiden like kind of just loses out on this game, right? Need help to get day 2? Well, I can help you with that, or at least I can try. I know a thing or two about making day 2. At least I like to think I do. Mad vouch. All right. Are we in Kamal's turn here? Did Aiden pass again? I think Aiden passed again. Did we have options as Aiden? I really do want to see what's in Aiden's hand. Think a VIP man S. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. Yeah. So I think we're passing as Aiden. Did we pass? Kamal's not doing anything. No, it's Kamal's turn. Okay, so we are going to Sada. We're going to power up the second Roaring Moon. Probably going to see an attachment to it as well. Yeah, I am beginning to not like Aiden's odds. Now, the thing is that if Aiden is able to go, you'd probably have to go like Lost Vacuum, Away Charm, or Capsule, I should say, plus Sableye to knock out a now benched Moon, right? Into Kyogre for game, I guess is the line. I guess the problem with that is that yeah, I guess the problem is that Kamal just doesn't have to put down another 2 prizer to make that possible, right? Aiden has to do something this turn. Aiden has to do something every turn for the rest of the game now to win this. Unless we're simply going to go Counter Catcher or Boss on the Greninja, but you still have to set up the damage on the Roaring Moon. On the Roaring Moon with the booster. Greninja is certainly a line. Not Greninja, Mawile. How many? We're passing? Okay, let me see. What's in the price? What's in the? I want to see Kamal's discard. I didn't see any switch cards, although I might just be blind. We are considering benching another Roaring Moon. I do probably think there's a misplay as Kamal here. Oh, I think I know how this game ended. Oh, okay. No, but that doesn't make sense. Looking at Kamal's hand. Maybe I'm thinking about a different game. Do I like Moon at the moment? I think Moon's in a weird spot. Certainly not bad. I certainly think Moon is good. But I have very mixed opinions on Moon. I think if you wanna play like a more high rolly, straightforward, big basic bonk deck, I think you pick Roaring Moon for sure. Definitely over decks like Miraidon and Shinpao. Moon is definitely the better of the 3 decks. So if that's the playstyle you're looking for, 100% go for Moon. And I think that playstyle is very powerful right now. I just think you're susceptible to a couple things. Your Lost Box matchup is not amazing. So looks like it was a Boss plus Tempting Trap for Aiden there. To clutch out this game. I guess as Aiden, like the reason you're not scooping this is just because you're in Top Cut. And you have extended time, right? For those who don't know, you have extended time in Top Cut. I think you were playing 70 minutes instead of 50 minutes. So you're not really in a hurry to finish this game. There's 45 minutes left. Aiden absolutely could just play this out for the chance that Kamal doesn't have it. And yeah, it's just going to be a scoop from Aiden. Nothing to go with there. Quite unfortunate, but simply is what it is. And now we are going to go into game 3. All right, both Mew and Squawk price for Aiden, not for Aiden, for Kamal, not great, but we do also see double gate prized for Aiden. Yeah, interesting. Kamel's early game here is going to be quite hard. PCL was broke for like 2 months, so I wasn't able to pair a lot. Ah, that sucks. Yeah, looking for easy, straightforward deck. If you want easy and straightforward, Moon and or Zard. Pick your poison. I think both are like pretty well positioned right now. I think I like Moon more, but not by that much. So yeah, if you stomped your locals with it, I think block Moon. Don't know what your next tournament is, but I think Moon's in a good spot. Um, which I kind of don't want to admit because the deck I'm playing, I'm not gonna leak it yet. But the deck I am planning on bringing to Dortmund next weekend is a you're going to Dortmund. Nice. My Dortmund deck is probably losing to Moon, so I don't want to encourage people to play Moon. But I do think the deck is good. I kind of can't really lie about that. I do think Moon's a pretty good deck. Not the best, but certainly powerful, and you can easily cheese wins. It's also a deck I think you can learn pretty well just by solitaring with the deck, just like to maximize efficiency out of your opening hands. So it's very no, it's Arcray. Me playing Arcray, that's crazy, bro. 19 viewers and 0 leaks. It's totally Arcray, but you didn't hear that from me. It's totally Arcray. No, we're gonna go into Aiden's turn. Kind of mediocre turn one for Kamal actually here. Hasn't even gone a prize check yet. Doesn't even know that Squawk's prize. So I guess never punished for the Squawk prize here, but still not great regardless. Aiden, go through with prize check. Just going to use selecting, use concealed cards. Probably going to see another selecting here. Or not. Yeah, it's going to be a pass over here. Interesting. Yeah. Guys, maybe I'm just gaslighting you. I'm probably always playing Sablezard again. And Sablezard loves Roaring Moon, so I'm actually just lying. Trust. I would totally do that. Okay. Into Kamal's turn. Kamal just really wants to punch something this turn. Preferably with Morpeko. One minor complaint about Kamal's board here is that you really never want to have both the Morpeko and the Greninja in play, especially against decks like Lost Box, because it is just so easy for them to abuse the 2/1 prizers, right? By going Sableye, if you cram a Greninja and then you go Sableye into Greninja and Morpeko, it's very prize efficient. You could also simply just have the Morpeko get Sableye, and then you go Sableye, rest of the damage. You go like, how much does Morpeko have? It's like 70. It's either 70 or 90, but kill Morpeko, rest on Greninja. Next turn, knock out Greninja with Sableye, rest on like a Roaring Moon, right? Maybe even a Roaring Moon who might want to use Frigid Gouging later. So yeah, double 1 prize was kind of bad for Kamal, but I think, if I'm not mistaken, we did prize, or we did start the Morpeko, right? Yeah, and playing the game without Greninja is quite hard. I think Kamal's probably like fine to grab the Greninja. It doesn't feel great, but we'll see if he gets punished for it. Yeah. Near mouth. Is that better? Maybe that. Maybe that. I don't know. I only hear you on one side of my headphones. Yeah. That's fair, that's fair. I was having some technical difficulties in the beginning of the stream. Maybe that's too close. I'm trying to monitor the sound output now. That should be like a little bit better, I hope. Anyway, Kamal's doing Roaring Moon stuff. Ooh, double switch cards. Hello. Yeah, Caster circling that. This is a good set. No difference? Okay. I'm not sure if that's on my end though. Although I'm not sure. It kind of just depends on your headphones probably, right? But yeah. Alright, we're gonna go into the into the moon. Take your big bonk. But yeah, no, I had like a lot of technical difficulties when I was starting the stream today, which is weird because I haven't had that in the past, except Wednesday it happened, but that was different. That was like completely different issues. Yeah, it's weird. Sometimes Streamlabs just doesn't cooperate. It'd be like that. All right, Aiden, gonna play the Colress card. I heard that card is pretty good. I'm not an expert though, only only played Chorus once or twice. um, okay, interesting, interesting. Yeah, I'm really curious as to what that is then. Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure I have a solution then. All right, either way, we're going to see the rope from Kamal here. And yeah, this is exactly what I talked about, right? Kamal here getting hella punished for these 2-1 prizers in play. To the point where I actually wouldn't have hated to see Kamal give them more Pekko here. I think giving more Pekko might have been a lot better. Yes, you're giving a prize card, but it means the Greninja is less threatened for the rest of the game, and you simply just like bench him UV and call it a day. And yeah, Aiden can knock out the Greninja to like even out the prize trade, but to do that, Aiden will have to go for stuff like the catcher, right, to knock out the Greninja, or use Sableye, set up a little bit on the Greninja, use damage on something else, and then finish off the Greninja later. But all that stuff is like really, really awkward. So yeah, Kamal kind of punished for the 2-1 prizers. Would have loved to see them from Pekko hit the active instead. You also force a prize card from Aiden. You force Aiden to take a prize card, which is not always great for Aiden because Aiden kind of wants to have access to Counter Catcher. So that was the game Aiden had switch card energy. I'm not sure what that means, but okay. All right. Yeah, gonna be a Trek Machine for Gamal. Gonna be baiting here. Looks like we're gonna grab it, and looks like it was just an energy. Okay, but energy of concealed cards. I guess that's fine. I guess that's okay here. Pokestop, doing pretty good. Concealed card, not concealed cards. Trekking shoes seems fine. He has Mawa on him. Oh, is that what we're doing here? Okay, interesting. Booster capsule, and another Roaring Moon bench and a Sada. Okay, don't hate this for Kamal here. Yeah, just trying to set up your board here. Set up the board as much as possible. He has Mawile in hand. Okay, so is Aiden actually just about to go Mawile the Greninja and just fuck up Kamal's board? Like, and like win the game like that? Is that what we're seeing here? Because I think I do remember that happening. Yep. And now, as we're giving Moltres, and I'm assuming we're about to see I think that's a counter catcher in Aiden's hand. Oh, it's a boss. That works just as fine. Palpad, I think it's back. Chorus boss, yep. Yeah, I think Kamel at most plays one more switch card. I think that's Aiden's deduction as well. And from there, like, you kind of just go, like, if Kamal is able to, do anything, you simply boss and you're fine. I really don't know what the line here for Kamal is. Aiden, of course, can never deck out. Kamal should be aware of that by now as well. Has seen the Pidgeot, I'm assuming, in previous games. Also knows it from like previous rounds of Swiss, right? These players are scouting each other between rounds all the time. So I'm assuming that Kamal knows full well that not only the Mawile is coming eventually, but also that the Pidgeot is in the deck. So yeah, just gonna be passing back and forth. Aiden, trying to set up a board here. Establish a lead, establish a real win condition. Does Kamal play 2 water? No. No, Kamal is playing the Ross Cawthon list, the list that like literally everyone and their grandma is playing. Which is with actually let's just pull it up. We'll pull it up after this game. We'll pull it up after this game. But like everyone's been playing this list. It's the only list that's like consistently performing well. If I was playing Roaring Moon to Dortmund, I would probably be playing that list. It's very rare for me to play free switch cards. Yeah, I think it's pretty safe as well. Even if they play 3, you have a way to get the Mawile back, and you just kind of win, right? So I think this is just game. Do I just skip through this? Do we really want to watch this? Yeah, they're just passing back and forth. We don't need to sit here and watch Kamal deck out to draw pass. Okay. Boss. Palpad. I don't know why we're bossing the Dragonite. I feel like you have to boss something that like can't retreat. But like Aiden has his entire deck in his hand, so can you repeat which list you meant? Oh, it would be Ross Cawthon's list from Charlotte. It's the same moon list I think everyone's been playing for the past while. I'll pull up the list here in a bit actually, because we're gonna talk about the two different Roaring Moon lists after this game. And I do think this game is kind of just over. We just go Tempting Trap, Kamal. I mean, you can judge, but it doesn't change anything, my guy. We're just delaying the inevitable here. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and watch Kamal continuously try to avoid deck out. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Like I get it. Okay. Yeah. So let's pull up that Roaring list. So here's Kamal's 60, right? Pretty good 60, right? You know who else has also played the 60? All of these people. This entire list of people has also made top cut, or not top cut, day 2 at regionals with the 60. So first, in Charlotte, the original deck list is by Ross Coffin, right? From there, we saw a bunch of people at Liverpool play it. Then we saw a couple people in Knoxville play it. Of course, Kamal and Jesse Parker. Melbourne regionals, it was also played. And then we also have a couple more people at Knoxville played it as well. 5 people played it the day 2 at Knoxville. 6 people played it the day 2 at Liverpool. 2 people made day 2 with it in Melbourne. There's just the carbon copy list that everyone's been playing. And it is indeed very, very, very good. It's a very, very good list. Not the only list of Roaring Moon, for sure, but this is just very good, solid, fundamental deck, right? It being made by Ross Coffin. Not really surprised. Ross is one of the most famous deck builders in the game, has been throughout pretty much all of the game's history. If you know anything about the history of this game, then Ross Coffin is going to be a name that you will recognize. So yeah, could take colors off flower selecting. Oh, couldn't. Oh, dude, I fucking hate live. Sometimes live just decides you can't take certain cards off of like flower selecting and whatnot. But yeah, to also like contrast the list Kamal played, right? The Ross Coffin list. We have this list played by Jose. I can pronounce that. There we go. Actually, a pretty accomplished player. I know I've seen the name before, but a lot more here than I thought I recognized. So, yeah, good player, very good player. Okay. Here's their list, and you'll notice that there are 4 Pokemon catchers. So if you decide that you want your tournament to come down to coin flips, you can play 4 Pokemon catchers, and admittedly, it is very good in Roaring Moon, for sure. A bit greedy, but greedy is kind of Roaring Moon's whole thing. But if you want to play some more fundamental Pokemon, some more safe, maybe honest Pokemon, I would probably just lock this 60. You were 2. I was at 2 and 2 boss. Oh, 2 catch. Interesting. I just want to be salty on the right home of titles. Yeah. Yeah. If you lock the Pokemon catcher 60, right, or like obviously you don't have to net deck, but if you lock something similar with 4 Pokemon catchers, you just kind of have to like deal with the fact that you might flip tails all day. So I think I would probably feel more secure playing this, but you can play this. I obviously don't have to copy the 60s, right? Although these are proven 60s, I don't think there's anything wrong with that decking. These are proven 60s. I'm sure they'll do just fine. But obviously, yeah, you can make changes as you see fit. Like Scrooge McDuck. True shit. All right, that's enough about Roaring Moon. That's all the Roaring Moon we will be seeing today, because we are about to go into our top 4. This will be Ian Robb against Ryan Antonucci. Yeah. Okay. So, Ryan playing Guardy, and it's gonna be Ian playing Tina. Catchers get much better crowd reaction. True. If you get on stream, catchers it's just objectively more funny. Yeah, 100%. All right, so getting into this game, Ryan on Guardy, Ian on Tina. I would typically favor Guardy in this matchup. Not by a lot, but I do think Guardy is favored here. But I also think Guardy is not the greatest. I'm a bit of a Guardy hater. Anyone who's been around the stream for a while will know that I'm not always holding Gardevoir, at least in this format, in super high regards. But I do think it is officially a tier 1 deck, unfortunately. I do think I have to admit that now. I don't think it always has been in this format, but I think we've reached the point where Guardy lists have developed, the point where the deck is tier 1, and also where the format has developed into a less hostile meta for Guardy. Guardy was just not a good choice when Miraidon was all over the place, but now with Miraidon pretty much non-existent, Guardy is a lot better. So yeah, we're going to see a level ball being played for the Ralts and a level ball being hit off of the Mew, so not amazing for Ryan, but you are able to Mirage Step next turn. It's probably going to have to be the line. Unless Ryan knows something I don't, but I do see the Mirage Step Kirlia, so it's going to be an energy to Ralts, and he passed over to Ian. Ian, of course, simply being the better player, is going to have the Battle VIP Pass, because that is the true skill in Pokemon, is having VIP Pass, of course. So, yeah, we're going to see a Comfy and a Greninja grab here. Ian's going to price check, and then shuffle it up. Alright, so let's see what we got here. How is Ian going to play this? Did we pass? Oh, I think Ian passed. Okay, never mind. This sucks. Okay, it looks like it's going to be the Fog Crystal grab here, and we're going to use it immediately. I think it's going to be eyeing up the Psychic Energy here, and then the Kirlias as well for our Mirage Step. I think we prized Kirlia, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, yeah, Metafy. Sorry, let me pause for a second. Yeah, Metafy is, Metafy's been really, really slow. However, you should be able to reach out to me either from Metafy DMs or email or Discord or just whatever works for you. But yeah, I need to contact Metafy because it's reached the point where it just, like, doesn't make sense anymore. Because I've gone through all this shit to go through Metafy, right? But yeah, you're totally free to just like DM me on anything, whatever is easiest for you, and we'll take it from there. But Metafy is being a bit problematic. Let's put it that way. All right, yeah, Mirage Step for Ryan, and Ian. Ian just doesn't have energy either, which is crazy here, right? No energy to even like Abyss Seeking. It's gonna be a draw for turn. Path to the Peak Pass, kind of. Hoping Ryan doesn't have anything here. So, yeah. Not great. For Ian. I was going to say Ian. Oh, God. Okay. We do have the Collapse Stadium for Ryan here. So we should be fine. It's going to be... Was that a Worker, I think, played? Yep, can't see the discard pile, but... That was definitely Worker's effect. That's certainly Worker on my screen. So, yeah, we're going to see the Shining Arcana come down. What do we have? Reversal's not active. I don't think we have that many energies in this card. We might just be passing for Ryan here. I'm going to discard the Greninja and the Ralts here. Going to be an EX grab. I don't think we have that many energies, though. I mean, punching the Tina isn't bad, right? We can just punch the Tina. To make the Tina a lot easier to kill if it evolves. No basic in hand. We have 2 energies in the discard, so probably what we're going to do. We can also hit for 120 by attacking the Reversal. Might be the line here. You're keeping yourself out of Cramorant range. Not that Ian is doing a whole lot, but... you know, it's something. That's going to be a Switch Card top deck, so Ian is officially playing Pokemon. I have to get rid of the Path, I think, for an energy. Sealed cards, I think it was Jet, and didn't quite catch the last one. Still seems there's nothing going on here. Sableye bench, okay. Jet, and Abyss Seeking, okay. Yeah, so Ian, it kind of has to play for this win con called Roxanne Path at this point. But if this was Swiss, I would like to see Ian scoop at this point. because Ian's odds of winning are just dropping by the turn at this point. They're not looking great. All right. Let's see here. We're going to see a concealed cards for Ian into a flower selecting. I do think Ian's playing the Avery though. Actually, yeah, Ian's playing Avery. I think that Rainbow Rare is an Avery. Yep. Of course, not going to help too much in this board state. But is worth keeping in mind for game 2, potentially game 3 as well, if we do get there. Really nothing going on Ian's board. We have to cram. We have to do something, right? Yeah, it's going to be the cram grab from the nest ball. So what are we looking at here? Like, what's the idea? Are we trying to go cram into Sable next turn, I guess, is the line? Oh, Countercatcher. Okay, we have Countercatcher Curlia. Interesting, interesting. Yeah, Countercatcher Curlia seems good. Oh, and Greninja hitting the bench. Okay, yeah, so that's not bad. This is not Greninja. And Giratina hitting the bench. Okay, so this is not bad. This is fine for Ian. It's still not great, but it's certainly not terrible. Yeah, it's not terrible. I think we have to bench this Manphy. We could lose to Greninja, right? The Avery is down. I'm not concerned about that yet. I'm going to get rid of the Counter Catcher. I'll play the Rod. Seems fine to me. And what now? I need a Fog Crystal. Ryan has like his entire deck in his hand, so I don't think Ryan's too concerned here about what he needs to hit. It's more so about what they're trying to do here in the first place, right? They're trying to set up a board that Ian can't beat regardless of Roxanne path, right? That's your goal here as Ryan. I'm just not sure what that board looks like. I think you kind of have to go slow until he wins the race. However, I do think it is a very fair assumption to assume that Ian would have something like a Roxanne in hand, considering the fact that Ian did have several turns of an unplayable hand. So actually, yeah, I do like this Iono a lot from Ryan. If you do make the assumption that there is a Roxanne in Ian's hand, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. And let's see here. So going to Ian's turn, we're gonna see concealed cards off the bat. I do think that was a Roxanne hit. I see a switch as well. I think what I really would want to do here is Ian is knock out the active with a Tina. Yeah, you're not going to be able to Roxanne, and you're not going to be able to Roxanne and Sableye here, so it's going to have to be a Tina. We have to get the 7, though. We have to go into this Comfy. Debating on whether or not to play the Rod first. I don't think we play the Rod first. Although I guess, yeah, I think this is probably better. What was that? It was Psychic and Gates? So, yeah, Ian just making sure he has all the Psychics he needs, all the energy he needs. They are in the discard, so they are accessible through the Mirage Gate. Going to flip-flop between the Grass and the Psychic there. It's going to decide on the Grass. It's going to be the second gate. Now, of course, getting the last energy and the retreat out onto the Comfy. Also able to get back the Cram, and then I think we're going to see the... Oh, it's going to be the boss. Okay. Interesting. Holds the Roxanne, goes for the boss, unless I'm just blind and we don't have Roxanne. That's also possible. I could have sworn I saw the Roxanne in Ian's hand, though. Kind of hard to catch. I could have sworn I did see that That Roxanne, okay. And very interesting, we're going for the boss then instead. If we assume there's no Roxanne, then the boss is good, right? If there is a Roxanne, then I don't know. It definitely gets weird, for sure. It gets a bit awkward. Okay, Scream Tail hitting the bench, Jirachi hitting the bench. No Manaphy for Ian here. We might be trying to get rid of the Sableye. Or if anything else, I think we might just be trying to protect our Gardevoir is actually the name of the game here. Protect our draw engine. Alright. 8 on to this Screamtail and attach from hand on to the Gardevoir. Yeah, I would boss over Roxanne always. Only way you get to KO this turn. No, well, you would KO with Tina. You would knock out active with Tina. Would be the idea. Yeah, if Ian had rocks, I would have preferred to see rocks. And just kill it with Tina. Kill the active with Tina. Would have left Ryan with a very awkward board state. With only Refinement as your option. But regardless, I don't see the Roxanne in Ian's hand, so I might just have like misseen that. Also very interesting from Ryan is the decision to not take a prize cards, instead pressure this Giratina. I absolutely think this is correct. From Ryan here, because you kind of don't really want to play from behind, and we're reaching those like really awkward turns. Or you don't want to play from ahead. Sorry, we're reaching those really awkward turns. Here, so okay, yeah, it's going to be the Roxanne. So I'm assuming, based off the Pokestop or the Pokegear to hit it, that Ian did not have the Roxanne. So in which case the boss was completely fine there. Yeah. Sealed cards, as well as the Roxanne, knockout active. Ryan's at 3 prize cards, so I think the line here, now that the Giratina has damage on it especially, the line here is use Sableye into Gust Gardevoir for game. Kill the Gardevoir with your V-Star, with the V-Star power, of course. But with the boss, this game is seemingly all but over, assuming that Ryan does have the knockout, which he does, because there is already that damage. Now the lead is 1-3. Yeah, and all Ian's going to do is just check Ryan's discard, just, kind of sum up the information gained from that game, and just pack up the cards, which seems correct to me. I think the scoop there is just kind of optimal. What isn't optimal is the pile shuffle in between games. Can't believe it, man. I thought Ryan was better than that, but I guess I was wrong. No, jokes aside, we are going to go into game 2, and let's see here. We've got nothing super important needing players' prize cards. Cram the prize cards for Ian is objectively pretty bad. So Ian's going to go first, starting us off with a flower selecting. Okay. And a pass. Yikes. Getting rid of a Comfy. So what was the option there? Animate Gray. Very interesting. Didn't quite catch what Ian's choice was there, but it might have been the Psychic Energy that's on the Comfy. In which case, it's a weird choice, but probably your best choice. Chloris, probably. Yeah, it could be Chloris. You're against Guardy. You're not getting knocked out. So it might be Chloris, but gonna be the Iono from Ryan. So there's that thrown out the window. Gonna be. I think we're looking at a teleportation burst. Chloris. There we go. Cool. Ian is officially playing Pokemon again. I would love to see it. Oh, it's 2 waters and a grass. Ooh, and a Tina as well. Yeah, not the best Chorus there, that's for sure. Absolutely cannot get rid of another grass. So gonna have to get rid of the switch card. And it looks like we are just going to have to Abyss Seeking. Could be worse, could certainly be better. At least we have cards lost in this game. It's a It's a step up from last game, but still not great. Definitely not what Ian wants to be doing here. I'm gonna get rid of VIP, of course, and a super rod. I come back to the best game of the tournament. Is this the best game of the tournament? Because game 1 was interesting. Alright, we're going to be looking at a level ball for Ryan into, I'm assuming, Mirage Step. Buying up the Manphy here. Seems fine to me. This is my eyes best one. Okay, interesting. We'll see how this plays out. Alright, yeah. Gonna grab the Manaphy and then going to Mirage Step for 2 remaining Curlies here. So, good turn 1 board for Ryan. Not a lot Ian can really do about it, it seems. Let's see what he tries. I'm gonna start with the concealed cards. Into a Colress. Okay. Gets rid of a water energy. Water and rock sandy. These lost zones have been rough for Ian. They've been quite rough. Switch card into the Comfy. It's Comfy Nest Ball. I think you have to keep a Comfy here. Yeah, you're already down a Comfy after all. Could be a Nest Ball for the second Tina. We have a Tina in hand. Another Nest Ball. Okay. Free Sableye. I think we're benching the last Comfy then, right? I'd imagine. You really want to be spitting here, but obviously the Cramorant is prized, so that option isn't there for Ian, unfortunately. Ryan's about to realize the same thing. Okay, I'm going to go into the second Comfy. Going to be a Flower Selecting, getting rid of the Manaphy. Didn't quite catch what the last card is. I think it was a Psychic Energy, though. Oh, are we at 10 already for Ian? Damn, that's crazy. And the Path. Okay, damn, Ian's gaming. Okay, never mind. Damn, sick invite. Yeah, gonna pack up a Curly up, put damage on the other one. Seems like the right choice here. I have to refinement away a rare candy, so quite the awkward hand for Ryan. Yes, Ryan went from this amazing board state to now, admittedly, just a very Jesus Christ, a very very awkward situation. But I guess you could also just like hit 2 energies off of Shining Arcana. That works too. Yeah. That's very lucky. That's very, very, very lucky. It also means you don't have to put your 2 Prizer in play yet, or put any damage on this Gardevoir. So I guess we love to see it as Ryan here. It's gonna be an Iono once again. That's 2 Iono down for Ryan. Keeping track of the Ionos played when playing against Guardy can be quite important for a myriad of decks, just to make sure you are out of range of hand disruption, or maybe figuring out how likely the hand disruption is. So yeah, we're going to see the Sableye going down and the turn passing over to Ian. Let's see what we got here. Flower Selecting, definitely debating it. Can't really see what's there though. He's not showing the camera. Going to get rid of a Psychic and play a Colress. So I think there's a lot of energies down for Ian. Very quick decision there is going to be the 3rd Tina V and the Battle VIP Pass. I think that's completely fine. What else? Was that a pass? It was a pass. Wow. Okay. Yeah, not a good day. Not a good day to be Ian here. Ryan knows how to hit energy with Arcana for sure. This is true. This is very very true. All right. Seal cards. Not what? Refinement twice. My bad. Unless that was Arcana was one of them. It might have been. I think we've used all 3 abilities, but there's going to be the catcher onto the Tina. We do have 3 energies on this Gardevoir for free. Not going to opt to load more on it. Instead, going to go for the 2-shot line here. I'm a big fan of this for Ryan. Still not putting a 2 Prizer into play. Making this a lot harder for Ian. And of course, putting pressure. Yeah. Boss there and Eagle Prize goes. Oh, did he boss? Oh, okay. I don't know. He definitely put something at the active. Yeah, yeah. Could see the Rod here. Could see a Gate. Ian now kind of just forced to hit with this Tina. Nothing else to do about it. Well, to be fair, I guess, like... Does Ryan have a Stadium Pump in hand? Surely, at this point. Surely, at this point, he has, right? I kind of have to imagine that's the case. Very interesting. Alright. Let's see here. Yep, just gonna have to be the Lost Impact here. So very, very awkward situation for Ryan to be in. Enough for Ryan to be in, for Ian to be in. But Ryan's not doing that much either. Gonna be promoting the Mana Fee. Okay. Why? I guess we have nothing off this path. Maybe the Rod. Try to get some resources back in. I mean, surely you just promote the Curlia with energies and, like, punch the Tina, right? I don't think giving Mana Fee really accomplishes much here, unless we're going for Turo? But it also seems kind of scuffed to me. Like that was a refinement used, another refinement used. There's the EX. I don't see any Stadium Bump for Ryan. It's going to be attachment from hand, Screamtail to bench. And what are we doing here? It's going to be the EX coming down. There's the worker. Okay. So yeah, this seems fine to me. I guess we're discounting the energy just to get an energy into this card, and you go into the Screamtail, assuming the Screamtail was the plan all along. We're probably Screamtailing active. Seemed like the most reasonable to me. Well, you are then playing into Roxanne turn, so maybe you could Screamtail the bench. Yeah, Screamtailing bench wouldn't be terrible here either. No, we are going to go to the bench. Yeah, okay. So I think this is correct. You're going to make your knockouts on these Tinas a lot easier, while also keeping yourself out of Roxanne range, because your board really isn't ready to handle Roxanne, right? If Ian had gone Roxanne path here, as Ryan, you have one refinement and a dream to bail yourself out. So I don't hate waiting as Ryan here, give yourself more time, but it's going to be a boss onto the EX. And a path. So Ian's going to say, like, okay, well, if I can't disrupt you one way, I'm going to disrupt you another way. KO active probably better. I don't think it is. Because if Ryan KO's active, you just get Roxanne here. Because if they KO your EX, you just can't, you just easy respond. You do that regardless. Right? Or you want to go, like, I guess you go knockout, they go knockout EX. Then you need reversal. No, because we're doing it with Screamtail. So you wouldn't be able to one shot the fresh Tina. Right? Makes the game go one more turn. Not necessarily, not with the amount of prize cards Ryan has. Basically, Ryan's trying to avoid putting two prizes into play, right? So what's happening here when you what Ryan's forcing this boss play. Right? First, Ian has to have it. If Ian doesn't have it, Ian probably just loses the prize trade on the spot. Right? But by forcing Ian to have it now, Ian goes to 2 prize cards. There is now damage on both of these Giratinas. Ryan might be at 5 prize cards. However, all Ryan has to do is hit with a 1 prizer and go Iono to 2. Right? From there, the game becomes super, super awkward for Ian. And you just have to, like, attack literally with anything to clean up the bench Tina, which is probably going to be the Gardevoir, right? The one that the Curlia now has 2 energy. Can clean that up. And then the V-Star has been used, so you can't one-shot a Gardevoir EX again as Ian. And because of the Iono, you have no control over what's in your hand. So I do think this line from Ryan is absolutely correct. If Arcana kills Tina, he only has 1 left. You just win. No, you don't, though. That's the problem. You don't. And if you kill active, you can't kill with Arcana next turn because you're getting Roxanne pathed. Right? the whole debate is that if you kill the active, you're not able to kill the fresh Tina because you lose to Rock Sand Path, right? Like if you had like guaranteed kill Tina on board for the next turn, like if that was on board, then I think it'd be great. But it's not on board, and you have no way of putting it on the board, right? Unless Ryan is just sitting with like Rare Candy, Gardevoir, EX, Shining Arcana, and Reversal Energy, but he's clearly not. So yeah, you just lose to the Roxanne path. So this play is absolutely correct as Ryan. It's giving you far and away the best odds. You're kind of saying to Ian here that like anything you could do, I could do better, right? Because you also have the Scream Tail, right? Which is going to come in super clutch with Ian's lack of Manphy. I believe the Manphy is in the Lost Zone. Because you can go catch Greninja, knock out one of the Tinas. They both have grass energies on them, right? Basically, Ian would then need a Psychic plus a way to kill EX. Now, Ryan doesn't even have to put the EX into play. So I think what you do here as Ryan is you go counter catch Greninja, Iono, kill a Tina. Even if Ian hits it, you just go punch with Guardy EX, and then it becomes a new unwinnable game state for Ian because Ian would then have to go like rope or boss or catch or something, right, to get around it because you're not getting a third Tina into play. This decision feels very bad, like not really likely to work out. For who? Because this situation, as far as I'm concerned, looks amazing to Ryan. Like you're 5-2, but like you're in control of the game. What you have to understand is like both of these decks are best when they're playing from behind, right? So it's a very weird ebb and flow of like you want to have control of the game state, but you also want to be behind on prize cards. And doing both at the same time is super difficult, because you can't be greedy with your plays, right? So I actually am super impressed by how Ryan is navigating this because Ryan is like kind of doctored the situation into making it pretty much exactly like you're seeing here. Making these kills on the Tina come up super nicely, keeping himself at 5 prize cards to avoid the Roxanne, right? And now putting himself in a spot where this game is completely under Ryan's control unless Ian just sacks the nuts, right? Ian has control because Sableye plus Cram V-Star is game. Yeah, if Ian hits all of that off of Roxanne to 2. Plus there's a path in play. It's not likely. The odds, like, if you look at this statistically, right, the odds of Ian whiffing are higher than the odds of Ian hitting it, meaning that Ryan has the highest odds of winning the game. Because if Ian whiffs here, what happens is that Ryan takes another prize card. There's no two. Ryan takes another 2 prize cards. There's no 2 prizes in the game. Ryan goes to 1 prize card. Ian is now completely just has no control over the game. No Tina's left as well. You just have to hope that what's it called? You just have to hope that yeah, Ryan isn't able to set up another deck. Ian is always favored in this game. I completely disagree. Right? Like if here's the thing. If Ryan wanted to take prize cards, Ryan would have simply taken prize cards, right? Like it's not like Ryan was lacking opportunity to take prize cards. But basically, you're playing Tina's game against them, right? Like um, by that logic, Tina is never in control of any game because this is how Tina plays that matchup. Not Ian has no. Ian does not have set. That's such cap, Blaze. That's just not true. That's just not true. There's nothing on Ian's board because Ian needs Switch card and Psychic to even launch an attack. That's 2 of the 3 cards, right? Also, several Psychics are in the Lost Zone for Ian. You have to also remember that Ian has had the Lost Zone energies this entire game. There's a shit ton of energies in Ian's Lost Zone, right? This situation is by no means favored for Ian. There's nothing favored about the situation for Ian. There's nothing really to discuss there. And we're gonna see it play out this way. I haven't watched this game yet. I think this is one of the few games I didn't catch. when it was going on live. But Ian needs such a specific combination of cards. There is the Mirage Gate. That's step number 1 for Ian, right? The problem is that Ian doesn't just need it this turn. Ian also needs it later in the game. So it's going to be, okay, there we go. So Roxanne plus Gate, but there was only 1 energy taken off the gates. Like I was talking about earlier, Ian has had to lost zone cards throughout this entire, lost zone energies throughout this entire game because of some really, really bad choruses. So this Gate isn't even enough, right? Now, obviously, Roxanne is like among the best draws that Ian could have hit. Ian is down to Roxanne. I believe there's a Roxanne in the Lost Zone, right? So hitting this Roxanne in the first place is super, super fortunate for Ian. But let's see how this plays out. We're going to have the Cram on the bench. Do we have the switch? We do have the switch. Okay, so Ian has hit everything. Ian has successfully hit everything. And now it goes into Ryan's court. Now, Ryan has a couple lines here. First of all, 2 Curly on play, very important. Gonna give Ryan plenty of draw. Your number 1 priority is simply to kill the Tina, right? You kill the Tina with something that doesn't die to Cram, and then you win the game because I believe Ian is down both boss. Ian is at 1 prize card, Counter Catcher isn't live. You'd also really, really like to put a Jirachi in play. So let's start this off. Candy, I don't see anything here. No, there's EX. We are looking for Path Bump. Path Bump is the line. Do we even have a Path Bump for Ryan? I don't think we do we? There's Counter Catcher. And, okay, there's Collapse Stadium as well. But we don't need the Path Bump. What we really need is we need the Counter Catcher. Interesting. Okay, there's the Counter Catcher. There's the EX. Oh, that's so perfect. That's okay, and never mind. Ian just has boss. Okay. So Ian drew the nuts. I still 100% think Ryan was favorable in that port state, though. I think Ryan played that pretty much as well as he could have. If you KO'd the Tina early, like he doesn't get Rock's Path. Wait, he does not get Rock's Path. Turn just wins. You say there's like 1 loss. What? No, no. He absolutely. If he knocks out, Ian has the rocks, right? And then you lose regardless. You still lose to Rock's Path, right? I think as Guardy, you're better off playing passively. It's the thing. Or you're better off playing passively. Like Ian's, here's the thing. Ryan's odds of winning that game are monstrously higher when he goes Scream Tail to bench. If he goes Scream Tail active, Ian goes, oh, okay, I guess you don't want to win. Goes Roxanne Path kill active. Ryan has no attacker, is under Path, and just doesn't have anything, right? Then Ryan's the one who has to hit the nuts. There was an option just Scream Tail Calm Feed to go to 4. I actually think that was an that's a pretty good option as well. I much prefer that to hitting active. Yeah, going to 3 versus Tina is a terrible idea. You could have gone. I actually kind of don't hate Scream Tail Bench. To Scream Tail Bench Comfy is also a line. Is it better? I don't know. Is it better? Is it better than hitting Tina? That's interesting. I think the most important thing is that we don't go to 3, right? That's the whole point here. The main thing for Ryan is to not go to 3, right? Yeah. Yeah, it would give you an extra turn as well. But point is, you want to be the one hand disrupting Ian and not the other way around. That's Ryan's best odd. That's Ryan's best odds here, right? That's how, as Ryan, you have the best chance of winning this game. If you kill active Tina, go down to 3, you will lose 100%. Okay, let's look at this. Greninja on both sides, double Tina for Ian. Ralts is kind of bad, not as bad as double Tina though. Okay. Ryan's going first. Going to be a level ball played here. Let's see. Let's see how this goes. Level ball for the Curlia. We're going to shuffle up for the Mew. Gonna whiff the Mew. Damn. That's not good. Do we at least have an energy to threaten a Mirage Step? Do we do? So, gonna be Avery played on turn 1 for Ian. Damn, I guess both of these players are, like, incapable of setting up normally. So I guess it's going to be a Abyss Seeking for Ian. Comfy Nest Ball. Damn, what was the grabs? I think I saw Cramorant. Can't catch what the last one is. Very interesting. Okay, we're gonna see the reversal. Jesus Christ. We're gonna see the reversal to the Mew and the Iono. No out to Mirage Step unless there's a level ball. Okay, never mind. We're chilling. Okay, we have a Curly in hand. That's not what we want, but at the bare minimum, we are able to get 2. We're able to get 2. We get the Ralts off of this Fog Crystal. Seems fine to me. Yeah, I'm just gonna show the level ball, show the Curlias, yada yada, do the thing, right? It's not like Ian hasn't seen this a million kajillion times, so. Yeah, Ryan's gonna shuffle up, and it's gonna be Ian's turn here. So what we got here? What do we got here? We have actually just about to Abyss Seeking. Alright, okay, never mind. It's gonna be the Colress. Ian just waiting for Ryan to shuffle up here. Tina V-Star and Tomb hitting the Lost Zone and the Heartbeat for Ian. That seems fine to me. Gates getting rid of instead of the Pokegear. And we have the Nest Ball for the Cram. And Ian is going to start off this prize trade once again with the Cram. And this is Ian's first prize check, so it'll take his time. Notice the severe lack of Tina V's and the lack of Grading Ninja as well. So not great. Let's see what is taken off the prize card as Ian. It is going to be not Giratina and not Greninja, so I don't care what it is as long as it's not either of those. So we're going to see a refinement for Ryan. I'm going to see another refinement for Ryan. It's not liking Ryan's odds here. I'm very surprised by how he clutches this up. I mean, it's not by no means impossible, but certainly not likely. We have a Ralts, we have a Curlia, we have a Candy. There's the reversal. There's that. This type of board I would like to consider Abyss Seeking, but without Ninja you need to be aggressive. Yeah, I agree. I 100% agree, Emma. I think without Greninja, you kind of have to like start doing stuff. There's the Jirachi. Would have loved to have that in play last game, but it is what it is. Ian's down as Avery again this early, which is pretty impactful. But yeah, let's see here. It's going to be 8 Refinement, and there's the Mysterious Hail. What are we digging for? We already attached from return. We play Switch. So, yeah, I think being aggressive in general just is the just a line against Guardy. Yeah, well, that's the oxymoron of Guardy, right? Is that by playing from ahead against Guardy, you're activating everything in their deck, but by playing from behind, you kind of lose because they do like a million kajillion damage, and draw a million kajillion cards. So. Guardy, once it sets up, once it hits the late game, feels great into everything. The problem is that in that middle spot of trying to reach that late game, it can be very vulnerable, right? It can have some very vulnerable starts. It can have some, very, very vulnerable mid games, especially, right? Especially like boss stuff, Avery, etc. If you're able to harass the board. However, once Gardevoir hits that late game, it's just so incredibly powerful because it's able to lower the, even more than Tina, it's able to effectively set up board states that seem near impossible to overcome with the help of stuff like Countercatcher, Iono, Roxanne in the case of Tina, but obviously Iono here for Guardy. It's just a very, very powerful comeback deck, and as this meta has developed, we've seen that comeback decks are kind of like the name of the game, right? Comeback decks are the king of this meta. We saw Tina dominate for a long time. Guardy, of course, after this tournament, definitely looking up there with the with cards like Iron Hands slowly but surely seeing less and less play. Guardy is creeping his way back into the meta. So, yeah, Tina needs to close the gap early and just play into counter catcher. Yeah. It's weird. It's weird how you have to play this as Tina. I do think Tina is unfavored in this matchup as like a general rule, but it's a very close matchup. It's a very back and forth matchup. But I do consider Gardevoir to be favored. All right. Make grass attachment. I want to pass. Okay, so Ian's got jack shit. Yikes. Ian's got fuck all. Yeah, all you can do here is just kind of hope that, there's no stadium bump. But Ryan doesn't need stadium bump because apparently Ryan can just hit 2 energies off of Arcana because he's got it like that. I think we're just knocking out, and yeah, now I think Ryan just wins here. You got 4. Your board is very good. Ian's doing nothing. Is that did Ian pass? Jesus Christ. Okay. So what are we doing here? I guess we're thinning to find energies. We have 1 in hand. I'm gonna thin some more here. Yeah, so Ian's deck just decides to stop working. Yeah, Ian's been drawing shit all game. all 3 games, really. Yeah. Alright, so debating the research here. I think we're going for the research. I don't hate the Shining Arcana first. Just to find energies. 1 energy hits. We can collapse Stadium. Yeah, we collapse Stadium. We get rid of the Gardevoir. There we go. Yeah, and then we attach all the energies. Yeah, sick play from Ryan. Obviously, Ian's deck just decided not to play Pokemon. Which was kind of crazy, but I mean, what can you do, right? Sometimes it just be like that. And yeah, we're gonna go. What's this promotional video for? I love the promotional videos they've been doing for like the graphics and shit. I think this season's been super cool with this. Yeah, so we got Inkus, Ryan Antonucci in the finals here. Again, 2 somewhat younger players, around my age. I think Ryan's like a year older. I don't know. I actually have no idea how old Ryan is. I think Aiden's like roughly my age, like 19, 20-ish. So yeah, gonna be interesting. Kind of out with the old, in with the new, right? Fuck the boomers. No, I'm kidding. Azul, who dat? Get off my lawn. No, I'm kidding. Okay. Going into game number 1 here of the finals. Arcana and Kirlia, kind of meh for Ryan. I'm assuming Ryan has full deck knowledge on Aiden's deck. With the Mawile and etc. So we're just going to have to hope that we're not starting any of these non-psychic Pokemon for Ryan. And yeah, so this is a matchup I would consider to be favored for Aiden. Namely being that without Manaphy, without Jirachi, Guardy kind of just succumbs to a lot of the board wiping effects of Lost Box. Excuse me. Namely being stuff like the Greninja, right? With no real counterplay to Greninja, this match can very quickly go very, very hard for Ryan. So I'm very curious to see how Ryan's going to choose to navigate this. But 2 energy on a Zacian is a great start, and they're high-fiving about something. Don't know what that is, but it's probably sick nonetheless. Yeah, so it's going to go over to Aiden. And what are we doing here? We're going to VIP, we're going to prize check. We're going to let Aiden do that. Double roll to his grab. Aiden's going to write down some stuff. Seems fine. And yeah, what do we got here? So still checking, still writing. Okay. All right, now we're shuffling up. So Colress off the bat. What do we got? Recycler and Rope. Ooh, that's kind of sketchy. There's only one Recycler in the deck. You do play 3 Rods, so it's not the end of the world. But I do like Rope here a lot, since it is going to enable Cramorant. We are getting rid of a Forest Sealstone, so I'm assuming we do have the Cramorant in hand. If not, then this wouldn't make sense because we would simply Forest Sealstone for it, or we're going to pass. Okay, so let's try to figure out why we're passing here as Aiden. I believe the flower selecting with the... What did we keep? Is it water energy we kept instead of the Force Sealstone? I think it was a water energy. Interesting. So I think I would have liked to see Aiden Force Sealstone for the Cram there. Yeah, we have plenty of switch cards in hand for Aiden. Like I know you want to keep the water, but like you play what, 4 or 5? Like it's not like you can't get rid of one, even if you prize one. And I think killing the Ralts here is just so valuable, right? You get rid of the Ralt, and then what does Ryan do? Ryan goes hit you with Zacian. Then you go, all right, Second Bite, Dragonite. Ryan doesn't have a board, right? At best, Ryan has gotten a couple Ralts down. But then from those couple Ralts, even if it's free Ralts, Ryan has to somehow mount not only one Guardy, not only one Arcana Guardy, but also a Guard EX, plus Reversal Energy. It's so much, right? So I'd actually really have loved to see Aiden go for the Cram there. Maybe that's slightly greedy. I'm not sure. I really don't think it's too greedy. I really don't think it's too problematic for Aiden to do that. But regardless, that is the play Aiden is going to go for. So yeah, let's see what happens here. There's the Mirage Step, sorry, I should say. We did prize a Curlia for Ryan. Oh, we have another Curlia in hand. Oh, okay. That's bad. That's really bad. Alright, gonna be the Pokestop for Aiden. 2 supporters, not great. Gate is a good card, though. We are able to Greninja. Okay, now I really want to see Greninja, right? If we are able to Greninja, Aiden should definitely be doing that. We're going to see the Palpad off the bat. Interested to see why we're using Palpad before the selecting. I can only imagine it's because we don't have Colress yet. That is what would make the most sense. I don't see a Colress in Aiden's hand. Gate for Sealstone. Yep, that's fine. We're going to retreat. We have plenty of switch cards, so that's not a problem. I think that was water and switch cards. Yep, so definitely keeping the water. We have plenty of switch cards in hand, it seems. Now we are at 6. Looks like the grab's just going to have to be the Colress, and then we're going to have to Colress and just hope we find Greninja. That's seemingly the line. Yep, out to Greninja, and we should have it. I don't think I saw it. I'm rid of Roxanne and VIP. Yeah, there's gonna be a Cram. That ain't it, Chief. We have retreated, we have not attached. Yeah, so that's fine regardless. I don't think it's too big of a deal for Aiden to have that water on the Comfy for next turn. Okay, what's the idea here? What's the problem? Oh, is this where the DPL comes in? Where does this water come from? Okay, do I have to turn in the audio to know what happens here? Or does anyone in chat know what happened here? Okay, I think we're fine, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so Aiden has not attached this turn, but has retreated. Okay, so that's what we thought. Okay, this is fine. No issues in the board state. Cool. Are we still at 2x speed? Yeah, we should be. Yeah, okay. Okay, so yeah, we're still fine. I know there's a DPL here, and I know it's from Aiden. So I'm kind of curious to see what happens. Still, though, I would really like to see the dig for the Cram last turn, though, because now this board's really awkward for Aiden. There's not a lot of Gardevoir pieces, but the Gardevoir pieces that are there are the ones that matter the most. We have a Zacian with very minimal damage on it, a Ralts, and a Gardevoir. I think if you're Aiden, you're probably trying to go not Greninja. You're trying to go Dragonite next turn. We see the boss on the Comfy from Ryan. Quite the interesting line. Not one I hate though. Not one I hate. Okay, so Chorus to start the turn for Aiden. And then what now? It's gonna be a Pokegear and a Heavy Ball. Getting rid of here for Aiden seems fine. I don't recall anything bad being in the prize cards, but I could be misremembering. We're using Artisan. Alright. Very thin deck for Aiden at this point. That's only a good thing, though. Getting rid of the Manaphy from the Flower Selecting. This should put us at 10. Yep. That has been used. Pokestop. Getting rid of the Greninja. Alright. That's the Psychic to the Sableye. And what now? Switch cart, Sableye. So I think the idea here is to go kill Ralts and we like set up damage probably on Gardevoir. I think that's where that makes most sense, right? You put the damage on the Gardevoir, you make it more susceptible to Dragonite. Oh, did we do 1 to Guardy? 1 to Guardy. Why do we need 300 damage on a Gardevoir? Like, I'm sorry, why do we want 300 HP left on the Guardy? Maybe it's just a fact that, like, 60 on Zacian does something. What does 60 on Zacian do? If I put Zacian at 160 HP? What does 160 matter? I'm probably just missing something about this Lost Zone. Or this Lost Spine, sorry. Because these numbers seem super random. But, regardless, Ryan has done 4 prize cards. Game's still even. Although I really can't help but feel Aiden is just ahead here, just by board state. Even like if Aiden's just able to Dragonite, like if Aiden could just Dragonite, like this is so fine. Like this is so okay if Aiden just gets to Dragonite, because Ryan has like no good responses to Dragonite. Okay, it looks like we are just going to Mirage Gate to a Pidgeot here. Let's see here, if there's a same okay. Oh, that's what the 160. Okay, alright. Sick invite. Love to see it. We're gonna knock out with the Pidgeot. Nice. Damn. Sick play from Aiden. Yeah, love to see that. And of course the Collapsium does go down. But it only does 80. Wait, why does it only do 80? Why does it only do 80? If you have a stadium in play, this attack does 80 more damage. Oh, is it because it's if you... That's rough. Oh, that's so rough. Oh, no, Aiden. No. Okay. I'm going to be 100% fair to Aiden there. I would have probably done the same. I'm not going to lie. Dude, you're sitting in the finals, right? You see the stadium, you read your Pidgeot, you're like, damn, 160? Sick math, right? You hit it, you're like, sick. Now this Gardevoir hits my Pidgeot, I just retreat the Pidgeot, shuffle it into the deck, get rid of the damage, right? And I just win the game, right? And you see the collapse, you're like, sick, that's all the stadium I need. Oh, that's so unfortunate. Oh, God, when are we catching that? Oh, no, dude. No, Aiden. I can't... Wait, why is the stadium discarded? It doesn't say discard the stadium on the card either. What attack... This is not Frenzied... This is not Calamity Storm. This is not fucking Roaring Moon. Bro, you are not Roaring Moon. Okay, now Aiden just needs to read the fucking card. I don't know why we're discarding the stadium. And Ryan's still playing. We're talking to the judge. Not Pidgeot. Oh, yeah, it's not, yeah, like Pidgeot EX. Yeah, Pidgeot EX does that. Wait, where the fuck did Pidgeot go? Oh, the judges took the Pidgeot. Oh, did Ryan play Worker? Oh, okay, never mind. Never mind. I'm just tripping balls then. Okay, cool. Now they read the card and everyone's like, fuck. Yep. Okay, that's Ah, dude, that's so unfortunate. That's so unfortunate, dude. That Pidgeot play was so sick, too. That Pidgeot play was so sick. Damn. That's so dumb, yeah. Ugh, okay. The worst part is I think Aiden had a stadium in hand. I'm not sure, though. So I think what we're doing here is we're confirming the prize card's taken. Or what? What are we doing here? The judges are going for review. We're showing up, yeah. Games, okay. So I think Aiden's trying to argue for a de-escalation, but unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. Try to reverse the board state. I think, yeah. I mean, this is how you reverse the board state, right? The Zacian comes back into play, it takes the 80 damage. Aiden doesn't take the prize cards. However, I think the game has kind of reached a point where, like, you kind of have to penalize it. Like, you could say, okay, we know what Aiden's prize cards are. We can just put Aiden's prize cards back in the prizes, shuffle them up, and just continue the game from there, right? Have it so that Aiden just hit the Zacian for 80, and then Ryan keeps playing his turn. However, the game has continued to a point where I think you kinda can't not give a penalty to Aiden, unfortunately. I'm not a judge. I think this is kind of like a weird gray zone, right? Where technically it's reversible, but at the same time, it's like you kind of can't just let Aiden off the hook. I think is the unfortunate part about this. I mean, you can do whatever the hell you want, right? But it's a shame. It's a shame, is what it is. And now you can only imagine like Aiden's kind of just tilted, right? I sure as hell would be too. I'm not gonna lie. So, yeah, it's unfortunate. Even more so just because of like how sick that Pidgeot play is. But what can you do? Why are we talking with the judges again? Okay. Okay, we're retreating into the Screamtail, and yeah, I mean now, yeah, Aiden just. Ryan needs to take, what, 2 more prize cards? I think you're just killing a Comfy here, and you're saying, like, listen, man, you know, I just kind of, like, win now, right? I don't see how Ryan ever loses this at this stage. Yeah. I guess, no, you just lose to the Gardevoir. You have to attack with the Pidgeot again, actually. You're trying to go Roxanne plus... Yeah, you're trying to go Roxanne plus Pidgeot. Like, hit with the Pidgeot. Or we're hitting with the Dragonite. Oh, we're trying to use Shred with Dragonite. Okay, why is hitting with Dragonite better than hitting with Pidgeot? Does the Pidgeot die to anything? It shouldn't die to the Zacian. I guess we're trying to set up the Dragonite for next turn, is the idea. Okay, we're gonna Shred. Ryan's gonna go for the discard here. Okay, prize it to 3-3. I saw something happen here. Would it be both players or his opponent? Well, so when that happens, the opponent gets a warning, right? So Ryan definitely got a warning for not catching it, but Aiden is still the one who, like, you know, had it happen, right? If Ryan, say, had a bunch of opponents fuck up and Ryan didn't catch that, right? And Ryan continues to get warnings for that throughout the tournament, then Ryan would also get a penalty. However, if this is like Ryan's first warning for this, which I think that's pretty reasonable because, again, I sure as hell wouldn't have caught that, right? I would probably have been Aiden. But I could also easily be Ryan because if my opponent did that, I'd go, wow, that's sick, and then not read Pidgeot. Obviously, now, looking at this situation, I'm going to keep it in mind, but I mean, I could easily have been either player, and if that had happened earlier in the tournament several times, then Ryan would also have gotten the penalty. But if it's just a warning, it's just a warning. So, okay. Yeah. What are we considering here for Ryan? We're promoting the Zacian. We're gonna draw for turn. Okay. Attach. And what? What are we doing here? There's 2 great catchers. They are not live. The prizes are 3 to 3. And we're just gonna hit the Dragonite. Okay. Yeah, this just makes it even more clear that if it wasn't for the DPL, Aiden would have just kind of won this game, right? Because literally Aiden would just go, punch this, get knocked out, punch it with the Pidgeot preferably, um, yeah, punch this, get knocked out, and then win. Well, I guess actually, if they were at 3 to 3, Ryan punches the Zacian. Aiden, no, Aiden would then go for the Sableye here. Aiden would go for Sableye here instead, or Greninja, either or, because then you have to set up the damage on the Gardevoir to kill it with the Dragonite next time. But now, right now, Aiden can only attack with the Pidgeot because of the DPL, right? That's why this gets awkward for Aiden. And now we just have to show the counter catcher, because Aiden is at 1 price card, and yeah, okay, cool. All right. All right, one last game. And then I think after this, we're going to do a tier list going into Dortmund. We're going to go to Dortmund tier list. But after this game, I'm going to go to a break, because I need to go to the bathroom, but I'm going to try to hold it in for this finals here. I don't want to interrupt the finals. All right, so yeah, why is the game under review? The fuck did you guys do? Aiden has played VIP, and nothing else is happening. Pizza topping tier list. No. No, it's going to be a Dortmund deck tier list, not pizza topping tier list. One day. One day we'll do it. You know, maybe after Utrecht, once I don't have any more events in this format, we'll do more random shit on stream. How about that? Because I still want to stream, but, like, I'm not going to play a format I'm not going to an event for, right? Like, all my, like, all the Pokemon I'm playing after Utrecht is all going to be post-rotation. So, okay, never mind. Nothing happened with the judge, it seemed. Thank God. Let's try to have a normal game here, please, guys. Please and thank you. Okay. Pidgeot and Comfy. It's called a Comfy, believe it or not. Okay, going to be a flower selecting off the bat for Aiden. Ryan's going to read Pidgeot again. Okay, 4 Seal Stone. And I think that's just to guarantee the Colress for next turn. Zacian start again for Ryan is pretty nice. Zacian start is extremely good in Sloth Zone. That's a general rule of thumb for Guardy. Gives you a very good and very efficient early game attacker. Lets you keep up in the trade pretty well. So, yeah, Ryan got a prize check. Not really I care. It's going to be a boss up the bird and a pass. So nothing going on for Ryan here. And I do think Aiden is probably just gonna go. Where's the rope? Okay, that works. I mean, it's always a Ralts. We're gonna see a flower selecting here, and I think Aiden has both energy and you just go for Seal Stone for Colors at that point. Yeah, I think that's the line here. So let's see. It's gonna be the Comfy coming down. All right, and a rope. Okay, there's a Forest Seal Stone. Yep. Trying to dig for the Colress without having to use the Seal Stone, but a Seal Stone is going to be used nonetheless for that Colress. I guess, no, it's pretty much not impossible for Aiden to hit Greninja here, but it's certainly not likely, so you're probably not digging for it. Did Aiden attach? Yeah, okay, Aiden must have already attached for turn, so yeah. Candy, Shining Arcana. Damn. Huge energy hit. Because Ryan has 0 board, and attacking here is a very big deal. So now we need to see an energy. Yep, there's the energy for Ryan. A couple of good ball switch cards there. Just an Artisan. I see an Ultra as well. I see a Curlia. That's weird. You want to use this Ultra for Ryan. But at the same time, I don't think you bench 2 Ralts. I think bench 2 Ralts is too risky here. Yeah, I think the problem if we bench two Ralts is that you just get Greninja'd. So I think we're holding the Ultra Ball. Because it doesn't make sense to grab Manaphy here either. Yeah. Alright. Colors for Aiden. Let me the VIP and Jirachi down. Seems fine. I do not believe Ryan is playing the Cresselia. So, this seems fine to me. Yeah, gonna be the heavy ball for the Greninja right off the bats. Definitely a good hit here. Greninja, of course, a very, very valuable card here. I think if as Aiden here, you just really want to Dragonite. Aiden has not been able to really successfully launch Dragonite attacks all game, which is quite unfortunate, but it's going to have to be the Greninja this time. Gonna go for the Ralts and probably the Gardevoir, I'd assume. Okay, I don't know what we're doing here with the judges. But it looks fine. So yeah, it's gonna be a flower selecting. Okay, Palpite going down. It's been a pretty important keep. I think it was Colress. I'm not sure. Not entirely sure. Do some Guardy lists. Run Crest and some run and Screamtail. Yeah, plenty of them run both. So Screamtail's a staple. Screamtail's played in every list. Crest has kind of been in and out right now. Mainly because Jirachi's in most lists, and then it's kind of typically it's between Turo and Cresselia are like the two different ones that are played right now. But I think Turo has been favored by most people recently. Yeah. It would have been so much better if it wasn't for the DPL in game one. I think the most interesting part about this final so far has been how like Ryan's clutching up these like somewhat unwinnable board states because his deck just decides not to play Pokemon. Yeah. I'm gonna be a worker here. Turo's actually insane. Turo is so good in Guardy. It's crazy to me that we had a period of time where people just decided not to play Turo. Yeah. Alright, looks like we're gonna see the... I think it's just Storm Slash here, right? It's gonna be a reversal to the bench Gardevoir. Gonna be a Rod as well, double Ralts. Okay, Ultra Ball back Ralts. Yeah, I think as Ryan here, you really need Manaphy. You absolutely need to put Manaphy in play. And I'm assuming we have the Manaphy if we're going for a Ralts here. Because if you do not put Manaphy in play, if Aiden is able to launch another Greninja attack, you will just get folded. Nope, no Manaphy. Okay. So Aiden now, all you want as Aiden is to Greninja this turn. If you're able to Greninja this turn, you are just gaming. Then you are absolutely gaming. Okay, let's see here. Switch cart, fire selecting. There is a Pokestop. Nothing good there. We are far past 10 for Aiden. Sableye's fine. Dragonite's fine too. Dragonite is unfortunately going to have to play into that Gardevoir, but I mean, what else do you do here? Well, actually, wait. Gardevoir has 50 HP left, right? Oh, you could just Sableye. You could go Sableye, knock out Ralts Gardevoir here. Do we have that? I think we do, don't we? There's no way we don't have a Sableye in hand. Or an out to Sableye at all. As Aiden. There's no way Aiden does not have Sableye here. Are we tunnel visioning? The Sableye's in hand. Or do we already... Oh, wait, we don't have... Did Aiden already attach Retreat? Oh, we attached to the Dragonite. Oh, that was probably a misplay, right? I think from the start, Aiden got tunnel visioned onto this Dragonite line, and simply just forgot that like, oh shit, I can just like Sableye, take 2 prize cards. Because it was perfect math, right? Like if both Ralts evolve here, that's not gonna work. Yeah, now Sableye is 10 short. And we had Gate, right? We could simply have just not used the, or not put down the Dragonite right away. We had Gate, we had the Sableye. Ah, oh, that's so wild. You can still put down the Dragonite and just go like Water Psychic. Just attach water to the Dragonite. Is Ryan about to win this game without putting a Gardevoir EX into play? That'd be wild. That'd be insane. Yeah, very interesting. Okay. Let me knock out on the Comfy here. This is still... Wait, though, Ryan benches another Ralts? Okay, am I just mistaken about the Sableye play? Am I missing something? 90 HP, 140 base, or 90 damage, 140 HP. This Gardevoir has 50 damage on it. So you go 50-70, you knock out Ralts Gardevoir, and you Dragonite for game, right? Or vice versa. Like, I don't really care what order you do it in, but surely not both of them aren't seeing this line, right? Like, so at least one of them has to notice this. And I can't help but feel like Ryan isn't seeing it either if Ryan's benching the Ralts. Am I just missing something here? Because I can't imagine both of them are missing the line. There's the Sableye. Alright. We have all the Psychics in hand. I guess we're out of switches. That's probably just a result of last turn. Pidgeot back in the deck, of course, makes sense. Don't really want that in play anymore. There's a Boss in Aiden's hand. We're going to use a Vacuum. I guess that's fine. But, like, isn't the line just for Ryan to go... What do we have? We have 150, 180. We need 1 energy on the Gardevoir. So we attach the Gardevoir and we evolve the Kirlia. Or we evolve the Ralts. And then Ryan just wins. Or we bench Manaphy Jirachi. No, we can't bench Manaphy Jirachi. I forgot about that. Duh. We can't bench those because there's Mawile. Yeah, okay. Well, no, maybe at this point you can. Maybe at this point you can, because, like, the game has reached this point where, like, you still have Turo. Assuming Ryan is playing Turo. I can't imagine he's not. He's been playing the game like he plays Turo. Yeah, so, but, I mean, this looks like checkmate, to me. Oh, no, we can still... Were we not able to get back Greninja last turn? Wait, did we have Greninja last turn? Because we didn't. Okay. It doesn't checkmate. We do need to... No, now, if we evolve that, then now it's mate. No, it's not. I'm tripping balls. We still have the other Kirlia. We need to evolve the last Kirlia. If we evolve the last Kirlia, it's mate. I think that's EX. Yep. And now we have a board state that I don't believe Aiden can get through here. It would have to be, like, Boss EX Kyogre, but the Kyogre's in the Lost Zone. Yeah. Yeah, that looks like game to me. We could Sableye here, but it's just not enough. Ryan's at 1 prize card. We can get the Pidgeot. I don't know what that accomplishes. I mean, what are we digging for as Aiden here? We're digging for something. Boss? Is there enough energies? Oh, I know what we're doing here. Okay. Yeah. We're bossing Arcana, and we're putting all the damage on the active so that it can't retreat. It can't take damage from the EX, right? So Ryan has to have either Turo or energy plus Arcana hits. It's the line here. Yeah, and I do remember watching this live, so I do know what happens here. It is just going to be Ryan maximizing his odds of hitting an energy off of Shining Arcana. To do so, I think we are digging for a Rod, if we have the Rod in hand. No, not quite. Looks like we're going to be eyeing up research first here. Knowing there's a Rod in the deck, Ryan is going to effectively just attempt to guarantee it here. 3 cards in deck. Ultra Ball. There is a Psychic Energy left in the deck, and Shining Card of game. All right. Whew, that was quite the finals. Yeah, I mean, there was obviously the Pidgeot in game one, and I think game two, if Aiden had spotted the Sableye play, I think that would have been a lot better for Aiden. Um, but still, I mean, really well played to both of them, right? Every time like we see a final like this, there's always like some plays. And a lot of like oversights, but this isn't applied to just this finals. It applies to like every finals, at least to the regionals. And the reason for that is like you have to understand that this is round 18 of Pokemon in a weekend for these players, right? I don't care how good you are at the game, you're gonna make mistakes, especially when we have Kyogre and Gardevoir, right? It's just not only two of the most complicated decks in the format, but it's also one of the most complicated matchups in the format, right? So considering how much fatigue and obviously probably minor stream nerves from both players, um, that goes into this, it's incredibly well played from both of them. Absolutely nothing but kudos, and of course, congrats to Ryan for clutching it out for winning the tournament. Really well played from Ryan in the games we have seen from him. So yeah, I'm super impressed. All right, we're gonna cut to a quick little break. It'll take like 2 minutes tops, and then we're gonna do a tier list going into Dortmund. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, so make sure to stick around for that. I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, we're back. How are we doing, everyone? So I have a Trainer Hill here, which I know has been popular recently for tier lists. So I think this is what we're gonna use. Let's see, how many decks can we add? We can have plenty of. Oh, okay, never mind. We're chilling. All right. So let's figure out what we want to add. What do we even want to have here? I just drag and drop, right? Okay. I don't know why we have 3 Sablezards, but fair. Well, we have. Oh god, we have like. Never mind. It's just because there's a million different chard. It's because there's a million different Lost Bone decks. Okay, so yeah, let's add some decks real quick. I think that's the place to start here. So, Arc, Lax. Do we have a Miraidon on here? Nope. This is going to be Peony Miraidon. This is going to be not Peony Miraidon. Let's add everything. Fuck it. Let's add all the decks. Do we have Fusion Mew on here? I guess we don't, right? No. Fusion Mew is a deck. I'm not adding Lugia. Entei Valiant did make top 8, so we're gonna put that on here. Arc Ray. It's a deck I have opinions on. Reggie's. Nah. Snorlax Pidgeot. Sure. Let's put it on there. Alright, I think we're done now, right? I'm not missing anything. I'll keep scrolling just to make sure. Charizard, I guess that's like we have plenty of those, so no. Dondozo! Shout out to anyone who was there for that stream. If you know, you know. I think that's everything. I'm just kind of curious at this point to see like what's even on here. We already okay. Alright, done with that. Okay, so plenty of decks here to tier. I'm going to start with a general top 5, right? These are the decks I think are the top 5 most like meta decks, the top 5s I expect to be in the top 5 most played. Just the 5 decks I think are the best. And I'm going to put all of them in S tier. So it's going to be Giratina, it's going to be Charizard, it's going to be Gardevoir, it's going to be Sablezard, and it's going to be DT Mew. Or Hybrid Mew, right? Just to like order these, I think it probably goes like this is probably how I'd ordered it. Charizard is borderline. Charizard is on the border of fading out. I think Guardy before this event was down here, but after Knoxville, I think Guardy kind of goes up here. This is how I'd like probably rank. I think Tina and Mew are like on the verge of dropping as well. Guardy might go up here. I think Sablezard is kind of like a default number 3, in my opinion. Basically, for a deck to be classified as like a tier S or like a top deck in this format, I think you have to only take a bad matchup to one of these decks. Everything below takes a bad matchup to 2 or more of these decks. So actually, I think I might move Zard down here. I think I'm going to leave Zard here for now, but we might move down a Zard. So I think starters here, we got Moon and A. This is going to be Arc Gigas, and this is going to be Arc Ray. I want Arc Ray here. Okay, let me actually just grab all the decks I want to tier. So I'm going to put a bunch of stuff in D real quick. So we have multiple of stuff. So this is not final placements. Like, I'm just trying to tier or like get everything on the list that I want to even like tier in the first place. Do we have Entei Valley? We have Entei Valley. Do we have Fusion Mew? Yeah, we have Bird Control. Lost Toad Box will be Kyogre. I think that's the most the default now. Okay, so yeah, this is what we're gonna tier. Everything else here we can just kind of top we can ignore. Yeah, so for starters, I think we probably start by putting Kyogre up here. I think we put Zard down here. I really want to put Arcray in S. I just don't think Arcray has the results yet for me to put in an S. After Dortmund, I think Arcray is S. Definitely not bias. But for now, I don't think I can like move Arcray out of A. I actually think Moon loses to Guardian, it loses to Sablezard. Right? Like, if you just want to go off of here, Sablezard beats Tina and takes 50-50s into Guardian Mew, so I think it kind of chills here. Same with Guardy. Maybe Guardy goes up. I think Guardy goes here. Does Guardy go over Mew? I don't want to respect Gardevoir. I really don't. I might just be too biased against Guardy. Is Guardy just BDIF right now? I think that's such a trap. I think Guardy as BDIF is such a absolute trap right now. It's weird. It's weird. You know what? I'm do it like this for now. I'm not sold on Guardy. I think Mew got super underrepresented in Knoxville. I think it's going to change a lot in Dortmund. I think it's going to change a lot for whatever upcoming NA events there are. Zard is definitely top of A, followed by Roaring Moon, followed by probably Kyogre. There we go. Yeah, this seems fine to me. Anything else I want to put in A? I don't think so, if I'm being honest. Entei, Valiant, and/or Lax, maybe? I guess Lax is kind of good. Lax is good in the most of this. Loses Tina, beats Zard. Has like kind of weird Lost Box and Mew matchups, and I guess it beats Guardy as well. I guess, yeah, bottom of A seems fine for Lax. Yeah, to start off B tier, I think we're immediately chucking in the Miraidon decks. I think Miraidon's super falling off, but still, I mean, it's a good deck, right? Following that, Entei Valiant's pretty good. I think it's super slept on. Arcgigas is good. Fusion Mew is good. I have no idea how to rank Pidgeot, if I'm being honest. I don't feel like I know enough about the deck. And also, like, what like Snorlax Pidgeot even is kind of like different, because it can be fucking anything. So I guess I just put it up here, like, with Bloxlax. Like, it doesn't have the same matchup spread, but it can have like Bloxlax has like a very set in stone matchup spread, right? Pidgeot can kind of choose its matchup spread. So I guess it goes like this, right? It's weird. It's weird. Yeah, I think it probably goes like that, and then Golden Go is getting results, and I kind of don't know why, if I'm being honest. We go here. I really like Fusion Mew right now, but it's not so much because I like Fusion Mew, and it's more so because I think, okay, I like Fusion Mew a lot. I just think DT Mew is better. I think that's where we're at in this format, right? Oh, I forgot to rank Cloth. Cloth goes down here. Yeah, Cloth goes down here. Intel Urshi is just not it right now. Mediocre Tina matchup. Terrible Mew matchup. Kind of like, I think you're like 50-50 into Tina and Guardy. You beat Sablezard pretty easily, but like, yeah, Urshi's matchup spread is just not what it once was. Cloth is a meme. Shinpao's not real. Golden goes interesting. I can't really put Fusion Mew lower, but like, it's just no reason to play it over DT Mew at this point, right? Arcgigas is good. I think Gigas goes up. Gigas goes here. Yeah, I'm not super confident. Like, I want to put Entei Valiant higher, but I'm also like not super confident in putting it higher. Yeah, I think this is the tier list, honestly. I think this is kind of where it has to be. I kind of want to put Arcray higher. I really want to put Arcray up here, but it doesn't have the results to back that up yet. I do think this deck is super slept on. I think once it gets more results, more people pick it up, I think it's going to do a lot better. And probably like bottom of S seems great for Arcray, just from my experience of playing it. But until the results are there, I can't justifiably put it there. Yeah, I think this is how I'd rank stuff. Just as overall in this format, not necessarily for Dortmund. I think this is like a good graph to go off for Dortmund. I think for Dortmund, both Guardy stocks and Sablezard stocks go up. I think Mew stocks go up as well, actually. Lost Box stocks go up. I think Tina stocks plummet. I think Moon stocks probably go a bit down. I think Arcray stocks go up. Block Slack seems like a pretty good call. Rhydon maybe goes like up a tier, but still it's kind of it's so mid, honestly. It's mid Rhydon, guys. And what can I say? Is there any deck I'm missing here? Any deck I want to rank? I guess Lugia got like a top 8. We'll put Lugia somewhere. You know what? We'll put Lugia here, and we'll let Cloth go hang out in D tier with Intel Urshi. I would rather play Lugia than either of these decks right now, for sure. Oh, hello, do not belong there. There we go. Yeah. This seems right. Is there anything I'm missing? Oh, I guess Palkia is like a deck. No, not Zoroark. No one's Zoroark. Palkia. Did Palkia spawn into the tier list anywhere? I don't think so. Wait, why is there another Arctina? What? Like, why is the tier list being weird every time I add something? Okay, there. Where's Arcray? Where the fuck did Arcray go? Did Arcray despawn? Well, why do we have 2 Fusion Mews? What? The tier list is not tier listing. Oh wait, no, Arcray, wait, what the hell? Okay. Arcray goes here, Entei Valiant goes here, DT Mew was here. Okay, the tier list is just not cooperating. That looks fine. That looks fine. Right on Flaffy's probably better than Peony. Fusion Mew. Goldingo. Okay, what am I missing here? It was Lugia. Yeah, Lugia goes here. I'm gonna put Chinpao ahead of Goldingo. Did I miss something? Did any deck die? Oh, right, Palkia. Palkia goes probably here. No. I think Palkia goes here. I don't like Palkia right now. I acknowledge that Palkia has good matchups, but like that applies to Cloth and Intel too. Like you're kind of Cloth, Intel, and Palkia are weird in the sense like you need to hit the right matchups for everything, right? That somewhat applies to C tier as well, but C tier like is just better decks. They're just fundamentally better decks. Although admittedly, I would not bring anything under B tier to an event. I think if you're bringing a B, A, or C tier deck to an event, I think you're chilling. I think you're fine. But I would not play anything lower. I would not play C or B or D tier decks. They're not bad. They're viable, but they're not like great. They're not great. Yeah, so this is the tier list. I think this is... I'm pretty satisfied with this. I hope it won't fuck up the tier list even more, but I'm going to give it a quick glance. If there's anything I'm missing here, I don't think that is... Oh, okay, yep. That's the tier list. I'm going to take a quick screenshot of this for a Twitter post later. And yeah, all right. So what are we looking to do now, chat? What are we looking to do now? Well, we have like 30 minutes left of the stream. I could play a game of Pokemon. I guess we'll play a game of Pokemon. Yeah, I guess that works. I guess I'll let you guys look at the tier list a bit more. Unless we're moving over to the pizza tier list. Not sure we're doing that. I think we'll have to save the pizza tier list for another day. Okay. All right, let's let live do its thing. I'll do that real quick. There we go. All right, what are we playing? Actually, let's play. You know, I guess we'll play some games with the winning 60. That seems pretty reasonable, right? Let me nap that real quick. Oh, that's the wrong button. Yeah, we have time for like one Gardevoir game because it's fucking Gardevoir. But let's yeah, let's run the winning 60 here for a second. Seems fun. Yeah. Let's give this a shot. See how we like it. How about that? Okay. Queuing into a game. Let's see what we got. Okay. Still not gonna get. There we go. There's the game. Let's say like this is taking some time. All right. Let's see what we got here. Not the best hand, but certainly not the worst. I think we can work with this. Blissey? Okay, sure. Guess we'll play against Blissey. Earthen Vessel. What are we playing? Like, there's no way this is just Blissey, right? There's zero shot this is straight up Blissey. This might actually just be Blissey. I forget that this deck was ever real. I'll be honest. The fact that this was a deck that, like, people actually played is crazy to me. I'm not sure Mysterious first was actually correct there. Because we'd probably just go for the Iono. So yeah, that was probably a misplay. Well, we're going to go here, we're going to go here. Fuck price checking, that's lame. Actually, never mind. Let's check the Curlius. Okay. Iono seems fine here. I think I'm okay with that. I don't know if they have supporters in hand. Not what I had in mind, admittedly. But I guess we'll just pass here. Also, we should definitely attach to the bench, not the active. That was a misplay. Because they... Well, this powerful energy doesn't exist anymore, so... The ice they can't kill me. What the fuck is this? Oh wait, now they absolutely kill me, right? They go... What are we doing? We're doing 90, 100 minus 1. Yeah, they're doing 80. So yeah, they definitely kill. I do not know what Zacian is doing in this deck, but okay. Whatever you want, man. Why is Blissey? What the fuck are we playing against here? Okay. Definitely a misplay with the attachment there. We're gonna have this Arcana bail us out. Level ball's a good start. Do I hold the level ball is the question. I think I don't. Okay. Trying to find energy. Let's see what we can hit. Travel Ralts. Thinning is winning. I'm not playing Rod. That works. Okay, I'm very okay with this board state. Yeah, this is totally fine. We're going behind 2 prize cards, but like, where is their board? There is no board here. I have nothing to be really like scared of. Alright, there's gonna be a boss. It's gonna be the Gardevoir. Sure. I don't really mind that too much, in all honesty. There's another Blissey. I guess the idea is that we're going to use the Zacian to charge up the second Blissey, but like I'm just going to counter catch her, right? And we can only go to the active, it seems, with what's this attack, right? Yeah, to this Pokemon. So I'm not even like remotely worried here. I'm actually okay with the Battle VP Pass top deck, just so I have them on the discard here, but I'm looking for energies. That's a pretty good start. Really don't want to research this hand, knowing they play Path. Don't make me do it, man. Don't make me do it. I don't want to play the Artisan here. I think I have to just go for this and pray. Iono is fine. 3 energies. Yeah. Just give me some Gardevoir pieces and I think we're chilling. I guess that works. So we candy that. No, it doesn't work. Fuck. How much is this doing right now? I have to count? Yucky. Okay. 30, 90, 120, 150, 170, what? 180, 210, 240, 50, 230. 230. I guess I could go for the 2-shot. Guess I kind of have to. Crazy that this Blissey still doesn't kill us. What do we... No, I didn't want a Psychic Embrace. Sure, okay. Can I cancel? Thank you, okay. Okay. Yeah, a bit unfortunate we can't knock out here, but it is what it is. Nothing else to do. If they... Fuck, if they attach these to E... Okay, are we dead now? Because if we're dead now, we're like fucked. Yeah, if we're dead here, we're fucked. But that's not doing us any favors. That's also not doing us any favors. I have given up on counting. We just never lose this game if we had a Gardevoir last turn. That's the crazy part, yeah. Well, complete waste of the Vitality Band there, but I guess we take those. Okay. Let's see here. Give me a good top deck. Oh, perfect. Reversal exists, so grab that. Do we not? Seriously? Ugh. Okay, fine. I guess we'll evolve this. Go here. Guess we're digging for Rod now. That's a pretty good first part here. That's... I don't think we ever get Ralts back, honestly. Yeah, I'm just gonna grab these two. Play the Artisan. Play level. Thinning is winning. I guess it's gonna help the Artisan there. Not what I was looking for. Come on, man. Don't do me like this. Screamtail it is. Actually, this isn't too bad. Although I do have to attach another energy to this to retreat, which is kind of a shame. And then we go here. We're just dark, so if I put 40, we have... Is that kill 60? 60 does kill. Yeah. And we also have Counter Catcher. Let's grab that. And we Roaring Scream the bench. Okay, that seems fine. This seems pretty good. They have no board. They have no way to draw. DTE active would do 70, 50. It would kill. DTE active would kill. Then 2 DTE. They could hit DTE. It's not unreasonable. I'm not worried about giving them hard yeah. Sure. I guess the idea behind the Zacian is that like it kills stuff and it like helps power up your next Blissey. Alright, they do hit that, and that's unfortunate. But as long as we like... As long as we kill this Blissey with something that doesn't die to Zacian, we're fine. And to do that, we're going to have to play Reversal Energies, but we've kind of been like incapable of finding those all game. So yeah, I'm going to start off with Refinements, getting rid of a Research. I'm going to Gardevoir EX here, make sure it survives a Iron Roar. This is weird. I'm gonna go Refinement away Zacian. I'm gonna go Refinement away Greninja. I mean, sure, I guess. What do I need to kill? I need a lot. I need to hit Reversal, is what I need. No ifs or buts about it. Maybe I should like look at my deck. You know what? I think that's a good start. Like actually see how many reversals are in there. Both of them. Okay, cool. I didn't actually prize them. That means Shining Arcana is going to be a guarantee here. Thank you. And then I think I like Rod back these. I have a reversal. Don't have to worry about that part. This. I'll play the Iono. And now I should be able to see my entire deck next turn. Yep. Okay. So we're doing 150. Now we're doing 180. Now we're doing 210. We are weak to that. Oh shit, we died to this, don't we? Did we die to that? Oh, did I misplay somewhere? Because now they hit 60. I don't think I have enough, do I? No, I'm 10 short. Fuck. Damn it, I miscalculated. Okay. Well, that sucks. I guess plan B. Plan B is kind of just going to have to be punch with Gardevoir. Hope Gardevoir don't die. And then just kind of, like, don't get bossed. Sure, Lucky Energy, don't care. Yeah, like, literally, if we just attacked in the early game, I think we're... Okay, well, fuck you. It never mattered. Sometimes it just got it like that. Damn, we just got fucking folded by Blissey. So, TLDR, Gardevoir sucks, guys. End of stream. We'll play one more game. We'll play one more game. One more game, and I think that'll be it for the day. So grab that. Why not? Yeah, one more game, and we're done. Okay. Waiting for my opponent to do anything. Thank you. All right, this is certainly a Gardevoir hand. Let's see what we got here. Not a lot. The answer is we don't got shit. All right, mulligan here. We'll play against Tina, so I guess like Iono next turn would be pretty sick. Might just bench that. Give me a pass here. All right, what do they got? VIP, Colress, Cram, good cards all around. I don't got those. We desperately need to top deck something. We desperately need to top deck something. Preferably Iono. Iono into Shining Arcana, not Shining Arcana, into Mirage Step. And no Curlius. Besides the Mirage Step, obviously, right? That's the line here. That's their best course of action. Yeah. But like literally, if we don't top deck Iono, what the fuck are we doing this turn? Like research is bad, worker's bad, anything we get hit off of refinement is bad, because if we have to refinement, then we kind of fucking lose. Damn. I guess I'm going Attach Retreat, Gift Screams Hail, Evolve. Yeah, I don't think I like this. I don't think we're winning this one, chat. Guys, maybe Guardy's just bad. Hot take. I know I just put it in S tier, but like maybe Gardevoir kinda shitty. No. I should never have defended Gardevoir. That's why. That's why this is happening. I stopped being a Guardy hater, and then immediately Guardy was like, no. Alright, well they had the boss, that's unfortunate. Sick invite. Okay. Yeah, we're not gonna have time for another game anyway. So, chat, that's the end of today's stream. I guess the world really didn't want me to like play Pokemon today. Yeah. After 10 games of Lost Ogre, I finally stopped. That's no, dude. Why did they concede? People who concede to the Aqua Storm are so cringe. They're so cringe. Alright, that's gonna be it for today's stream, guys. I guess the world really did not want me to play live today. We did the VOD review, we did the tier list. It was great, it was a good time. Tomorrow, though, we're finally gonna play some actual Pokemon. I know, crazy. Never saw it coming. Tomorrow is going to be late night. We're going to be starting at 6 p.m. European Central Time. Yep, for some late night. We're going to be playing probably Arceus Rayquaza, because I have definitely not been obvious enough about what I'm playing for Dortmund. Yeah, it's going to be a good time. Make sure to be there. It's going to be a little more North American friendly, right? Because it's going to be a little later in the day. So yeah, it'll be a good time. Make sure to be there. Just a bunch of buttons down below. You should probably click all of them. They're really cool. They do a bunch of stuff. If you missed the VOD from yesterday, it's not up on YouTube yet, but it is still here on Twitch if you want to catch my VOD review of day 1 of the Knoxville Regional Championships. It's right there. You should go check it out. I probably say a bunch of dumb shit. I do that all the time. Please do not take what I say too seriously, okay? I am a bit of a dumbass. All right, with that being said, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. I'll see you guys tomorrow for late night. Yeah, it'll be a good time. All right, see you guys there. Bye.